Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
Good evening, guys, and welcome in to yet another day of Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drinks. My name is Selvin, and alongside me, I have Jenna Sid. That's Sid Chandrana, the very well-known FIFA player from India who's represented multiple organizations. He is here today to cast the first game specially for us, and I cannot tell you how happy I am. Sid, first of all, welcome in. Thank you so much for doing this. And how are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, delighted to be here. It's something new for me, so hopefully we'll have a great game to watch.
Of course, it's going to be a great game. We are as delighted as you are. And let's be honest, Sid, I think this tournament has been amazing so far. I'm sure you've been watching this from your, from your place. You've seen some amazing matches, some close games, some intense action. I think this tournament has had everything, and today is going to be no less. What have your thoughts been about this tournament so far?
Yeah, it's been an incredible tournament. I've been watching the stream. Some of the games that have gone to extra time, it's nerve-wracking, and some of the players that we have on show, it's an absolute delight to watch them.
Absolutely, and I think you absolutely made a right point. It's been nerve-wracking. I think that's one of the best words to use. You've been there in a lot of situations, wherein you've been to tournaments, you've been a champion of that tournament, you've been to the latter stages. And we're going to discuss a lot of that with you today, which is why I think the audience is going to have a great time listening to the experience of our friend and caster Jenna Sid FC. In the meanwhile, let's just have a look at the format of this tournament. In case you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of content here for you. As you can see on your screen, this tournament is the FIFA Ultimate Team, which a lot of pros prefer, where you can make your own team. Phase 1, which is already done, was single elimination, and playoffs, which is the quarterfinals and semifinals and finals, have been double elimination, which give us upper bracket and lower bracket, and we have those matches for you today, which has caused a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, and a lot of thrill amongst all FIFA fans throughout India. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fixtures, or as we say, the brackets. Now, Sid, when I show you the fixtures, let me tell you, you're going to see something which is absolutely crazy. But before we see that, I think we'll go on to today's matches. The first game today is between Saransh Jain and Saumak Ghosh. A lot on the line because this is the lower bracket elimination game. Both of them have lost a game, and whoever loses today is going to be eliminated. The next game is going to be Lokmanu Chaturvedi versus Akash. Similar stakes. Whoever loses will be eliminated, which means the pressure will be really high. The third game, of course, is going to be decided based on the winner between Saransh and Saumak. The winner goes on to face Aditya Chadda in yet another lower bracket game with everything on the line because the loser of the game will be eliminated once again. Sid, you can see 5 names on your screen right now. Top players, they are here for a reason. Your thoughts on the game that are there in front of you?
Yeah, we have a great schedule on our hands. I mean, the first game, Saransh versus Saumak. I mean, everyone knows Saransh. He's a renowned player in a country, one of the best players in India and Asia as well. And Saumak Ghosh, on the other hand, has had a great FIFA 21 season. So to start off our day, I think we have a great game. Second game is Lokmanu versus Akash. Lokmanu obviously is a renowned player as well. And Akash is a new guy, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. And to end the day, we have Adi Chadda, who's had an incredible season, ranked 19th in West Asia. And he'll play the winner of Saransh and Saumak, so it'll be absolutely incredible.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be incredible because, we've had so many great matches here, and I think we're going to be looking at the fixtures in a while in front of your screen. Look at those names that we've had. This is just the phase 2. That means the players who made it till the quarterfinals. Everyone has had a great run going into this one. Sagnik and Naveen have, of course, qualified in the upper bracket final, and that's going to be a cracker of a game because both of them had some epic games yesterday. Whereas in the lower bracket, there's a lot on the line right now because Saransh and Saumak to start with. Saransh is somebody, he's a good friend of yours, he's a good friend of mine. We know he's been used to going to the finals and sometimes doing it the hard way. This time, though, he's lost the first game of the quarterfinals and he finds himself in the lower bracket right from the start. Is that usual territory for Saransh?
I mean, not really. Saransh is someone who likes to make a run in the winners bracket, and once he gets going, it's very difficult to stop him. So it's something new for Saransh, but I'm sure the pressure won't get to him because he's used to the stage, and I'm sure Saransh will bring his A game out today.
Absolutely. And when it comes to Somak, I mean, you did tell me about, that how good he is with regards to FIFA 21 in this season. And you can see them in front of you. Both of them look so confident. Of course, Saransh has been using that photo for a long time. And let me be honest, he's been consistent for that time as well. Somak, on the other hand, that's his new season. And he's been great this season. He's played you in a lot of tournaments as well. You've played him and you must have figured out that this guy has improved drastically as compared to previous seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, from FIFA 20 to FIFA 21, I think Somak has taken a huge leap. I mean, he's consistently been to top 6, top 4 of every tournament, and in a country like India to perform that well consistently every tournament, I think it takes a lot. And Somak has improved massively in the course of a couple of years. And I actually remember a game between Saransh and Somak. I think it was the ESL, and it went to, I think it was a 90th minute winner scored by Saransh in the second leg. So I'm sure we'll have some of that again.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to be happening for sure. And we're going to go into the game. So that's the start of our today's day in Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. Somak, of course, is kicking us off in that white kit, whereas Saransh is in the other kit that we have right now. The team names, of course, Mohun Bagan AC belongs to Somak, whereas Curry Munchers with those three belong to Saransh, our friend. Okay, Saransh and Somak on a mission out here. Sid, I mean, I'm going to ask you for a prediction before we have the first goal. Sorry.
I'm going for a high-scoring game. I think Saransh will edge it 4-3.
Okay, that's a great prediction. Saransh will edge it 4-3. And having said that, Saransh almost in here. He has the ball with Sanchez, gives it to Johan Cruyff. There's Neymar waiting for the ball. He's given it back to Sanchez. It looks like Saransh is on a mission because here's Bruno Fernandes, does the heel-to-heel, but does not get the space. Well defended by Somak, who can have an attack of his own. Sid, if you've had a look at the teams, I mean, you can see the players here. Do you think these two teams look pretty balanced on paper?
Yeah, 100%. And here's some insight info. I actually had a chat with Saransh before the game started, and he told me he was completing the new Renato Sanchez SBC. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes on to play with his new players.
Well, absolutely interesting, and it would have been more interesting if Saransh would have scored there from Ronaldo. However, Somak doing his bit by anticipating the angle in which Ronaldo was going to shoot. But Saransh has not done it. He's given the ball to Mbappe. That's going to be the first goal for sure. Saransh on the score sheet right away. 30 minutes in, and Mbappe scores it for Saransh. Your thoughts on the goal, Sid?
Great goal, great build-up by Saransh, and this is what Saransh does best, on the front from the get-go. And I mean, there's no breathing space for Somak. Saransh presses you so high, it's very difficult to, stop him when he gets going.
Very true. I think, we've seen it previously with Saransh. The time he starts pressing, of course, he's considered to be one of the best in India for a reason. And I think his pressing is second to none. In this tournament, he's shown us the same. He had at least 2 chances before scoring, but Somak is in here from kickoff, and that was a great block. I mean, great build-up, but Saransh would count himself lucky to have not conceded from kickoff, and I think he's now going to rebuild and try to get that 2-goal lead and maybe run away with this tie.
Yeah, some great last-ditch defending by Saransh there, and it's an end-to-end game we have over here, and there we go. CR7 equalizes, and it's 1 apiece. After 20 minutes, we are in for a crackerjack of a game.
We indeed are. What a goal by Somak, and more importantly, what a reply by Somak. A lot of players would not be able to do this to Saransh, especially after conceding so early, with Saransh putting so much pressure. But credit where due to Somak. He's gone ahead and he's got the goal, which I think is much needed for his confidence. And speaking about confidence, here's Renato Sanchez rushing in, and he's actually beaten Saransh twice with regards to his skill moves and the movement that he has. Saransh unable to get the ball away, and guess what? The ball has landed in the back of the net. Wow.
That is an incredible goal. I mean, that has to be surely one of the best goals of the tournament. From Renato Sanchez, I think he had the ball from 25 yards and he carried it all the way. That is some incredible skills on show.
Incredible skills indeed. Let's be honest, I did not expect him to go ahead and take a shot with Renato Sanchez. He went on, he beat the same defender twice or thrice and then created an angle for himself to score that. And who would have expected? It's already 2-1 within the first 30 minutes of the first leg. And it's Saumak goes to Saransh Jain 1. But we still have over 60 minutes plus stoppage time of this game to play. We can expect a lot of goals in here, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, both the players are going at it, and if you can see, Saransh has already turned on his steam press. I mean, it's 30 minutes in game, and Saransh has already turned on his steam press. So we are in for a high-scoring game here.
We absolutely are, because let's be honest, Saransh is somebody who likes to score and outscore his opponent. It's very unlikely of him to concede 2 goals so early, but Saumak absolutely has shown that he knows how to play against Saransh, especially in a competitive tournament game with everything on the line. And there is a reason that he's considered to be one of the best players, or at least one of the top 20 players in India. And it looks like Saumak doesn't want to stop. Here's Acuna on the ball, trying to reach somebody at the far post, but it's cleared back to Hullet, to Fernandes. Oh, sorry, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. And guess what? It's another goal. Sid, would you have expected this to happen? It's 3-1 already.
I mean, Saumak has come out all guns blazing. I mean, Saransh started the way he did, got the first goal, and you'd think Saumak would try to keep the ball and try to frustrate Saransh, but 3 goals of his own. I mean, that's some statement by Saumak. Incredible play on display.
Incredible play indeed. And Saransh, the player that we thought is going to run away with this game, is now in danger of making sure that Saumak doesn't run away with it, because he's just scored 3 goals in less than 15 in-game minutes, and he scored them against Saransh in the lower bracket quarterfinals. Remember, the person that loses over 2 legs will be eliminated. So the pressure here is really high. And Saumak is absolutely playing as if he's playing a friendly with one of his friends, and he's trying to cut it back to Johan Cruyff. But Saransh read it well, has defended, has the ball with Mbappe, and has an attack of his own. That is a beautiful through ball. Neymar Jr. is onside. Ball roll into the back of the net. 3-2, game on.
That's a great pass to Neymar right there. I mean, the timing on that through ball is absolutely sensational. And, that's what separates a pro player from a casual player. I think Saransh waited for the right time, and incredible through ball, very calm in the finish. We already have 5 goals before half time. I mean, Selvin, what's going on here?
Well, not something that I would have predicted. I'm lucky enough that, that I did not make a bet on this one, because I was for sure going to lose this one. 5 goals already in the first half of the first leg. The first half has ended with 3 goals in favor of Saumak and 2 in favor of Saransh. There's still a lot of minutes still left to play, and it's going to be all to play for. Your thoughts on the first half, Sid?
I think that's one of the best halves of FIFA 21 I've watched all season. Both the players going at it from the get-go. Saransh got the lead, Saumak with 3 goals of his own, and Saransh, he won't stop. I mean, even if he goes down by 3 or 4, Saransh will never stop. He'll press you, and 5 goals in 45 minutes, I think it's going to go down the wire.
Well, it should be going down to the wire. And let me be honest, I think, every day when it comes to Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks, we see a surprise happening, and we see some great games. And I have a feeling this game can be right at the top with the already existing games that we have in that bracket, because Saumak and Saransh for sure are not going to stop at this scoreline. At least in this leg, I am expecting around 3 goals more. The question is, who gets the next goal? Because if Saransh gets it, the momentum is on his side. And if Saumak gets it, I think he is somebody who's not going to let a 2-goal lead slip away when it comes to, the second half.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's very important for Saumak to get the next goal, because you can already see Saransh has switched to a 4-3-1-2, and he has his fullbacks on overlap instructions. So Saumak will get a lot of space, and Saransh will commit a lot of bodies. So it's important for Saumak to utilize the space and make sure he gets 2 lead.
Well, very well said. Talking about momentum, how important is it? I think momentum is a big factor when it comes to a competitive game, especially when everything is on the line. How important would you rank momentum with the other factors in this game?
I think momentum is of the utmost importance because in a game like FIFA 21, once you get the momentum, I think you start to win a lot of 50-50s and the game starts to favor you. I mean, that's just how the game works. And I think that helps you with a lot of confidence, which is the key factor to, winning games. And it's very important to stay in the game for as long as possible. And if you have the momentum on your side, it's going to be very difficult to stop your opponent.
Well, you heard it from the man himself, Jana Sid, who's played and represented India as well. And he is a member of the Indian national eFIFA team. And Saransh, of course, over there, Sid, I'm sure you saw that. Somak doing some great job defensively. Saransh tried everything possible, I think, to get a shot away. But despite of getting in the box, Somak had his defenders in place and his tactics in place. And maybe he has his attacking tactics in place too. But Saransh has defended that well and tries to attack right away, gets the ball back from Cristiano Ronaldo, gives it to Mbappe. Bruno Fernandes gives it back to Mbappe. That's a great ball. And can he make the most of this one? But I think that's going to be defended by Mbabu, and that's danger cleared, at least for now.
Some great defending by Somak there. The timing on the switch to Mbabu was on point, and he's been pressing really well as well, Somak. He isn't sitting back. He isn't defending with numbers on his side. So that's a sign of confidence right there from Somak.
Well, absolutely. That's a sign of confidence. And I think he's trying to, he's ensuring that he does not crumble under pressure, because yesterday was not a very good day for him. Sorry, day before yesterday was not a very good day for him. Naveen absolutely ran riot by scoring 10 goals past him. And in the first leg, at least, it was 5-0 with Somak not even having a proper chance at goal. Talking about chance at goal, here's Mbappe, who's twisting, turning, cancelling those skills. But I think Somak held his nerve and did not allow a shot, or did not allow a space, the space for a shoot. And here he is with an attack. And wow, Sid, this is getting end-to-end for us to cast on.
I mean, that's how it's been from the start. I mean, Saransh did a bit too much over there. I think he had the time, he had the space to pull the trigger, and he just cancel a bit too much. I think that helps Somak to reposition its defenders. And here we have CR7 on the attack once again. This is relentless from Saransh, cancelling skills left, right and center, but great defending by Rodulit.
Well, great defending indeed. And let's be honest, Saransh has made some poor decisions in the second half, especially when it came to the Mbappe skill cancelling. Instead of taking the shot, and even again when he got the ball, he actually could have gone through, but he chose to pass it back. But this time he has a chance. It's Johan Cruyff. He gives it back to Mbappe. He's going to try some skills again. He's given it to Neymar, possibly the best player in the game, who gets inside and shows exactly why he is considered to be one of the best players. It's 3-3 with 77 minutes played. Saransh is now level, and this game is going to end on an incredible note for sure. Your thoughts on the goal, Sid?
Incredible ball control by Neymar Jr. The timing on the reverse elastico was sublime. I mean, the defender was gone for good there, and Saransh is failing at the moment. He's so good on the ball. He's cancelling everything. I don't know what skills he's cancelling at the moment, but this is so fun to watch.
It is fun to watch indeed, and Somak is somebody who's not giving in and he's not giving up for sure. It's 3-3, and I think both these men would like to enter the second leg by scoring the fourth goal. Saransh certainly has that in mind, but then the shot by Mbappe is not super strong, or at least not as strong as expected. But guess what? Somak has given it away, and Mbappe has hit the post. It still remains a 3-3.
A huge let-off for Somak right there. You cannot make a mistake like that at this level. That is a huge let-off, and Saransh will be extremely disappointed with that.
Absolutely, that's a huge let-off, and Saransh has all rights to be furious with himself. I think he went with his instinct, thinking, okay, the momentum is on my side. I think I can take this risk by taking a shot right away with Mbappe, who has a great weak foot as well. But unfortunately for him, he could beat the keeper, but not the post. Having said that, he is in again, and looks like he is the guy who's going to have the final chance in this game, because we're almost towards the end of the first leg. And Saransh has given the ball away, something very unlikely of Saransh. And guess what? Ronaldo has all the space in the world for Somak, and he's going to run it down to the flank. He tries to cross, which I'm not sure was the right decision, because he's now lost the ball to Saransh, who's again given it back to Somak. Ronaldo with the ball, gives it to Messi, who has the number 30 jersey, which he's going to wear for PSG. Gives it back to Sanchez. Ronaldo, are we going to see a late drama or a late twist here? We will not, because the first leg finally ends with 3 goals all. Sid, what a mad game this has been.
An incredible game to watch, and I think Somak must be disappointed with himself, because he got the ball back thrice. And when you have the ball and it's the 90th minute, I think you'd want yourself to take a shot and test the keeper, but he gave the ball away as well. So 3 apiece going into the second leg, Selvin. I'm extremely excited. This is going down the wire, and I think I'm very close to my prediction as well. So hopefully Saransh can squeeze in a 1-0.
Well, absolutely. I think this is going to go down to the wire, and your prediction, which was 4 goals to 3, I think it can be a case where it becomes 6 goals to 5 to one of these players, or maybe 7 goals to 6. I will not be surprised.
That is definitely happening.
Absolutely. And the thing was, Sid, more than them being very crucial or very decisive in this game, for a change, we also saw, both of them actually misplacing passes, doing some sloppy moves, which eventually led to goal. Not unlikely of both Saransh. Not likely of both Saransh and Somak. And do you think that's the pressure talking to them?
I mean, not really. That's how Saransh usually plays, and you tend to miss a lot of passes when you play a direct play style. And I think Saransh is committing all bodies forward, and I think when you try to play so fast, you usually tend to misplace those passes.
Well, absolutely. I think Saransh is one player who likes direct football, who likes an end-to-end game. And as we were saying, he has that mentality wherein if the opponent scores 4, he's going to score maybe 6 or 7. And that's how he likes to play. Somak, on the other hand, likes to keep it, to himself when it comes to these games. As soon as he takes the lead, he likes to, close the game out, which is why I think Sid said that he's going to be disappointed with himself for letting the 3-1 lead go away, and also for not taking or making the most of the chance that he got in the 90th minute. But having said that, that's already done. We cannot change anything in the first leg. The score is 3-all. If you're a fan, if you're a viewer, if you are somebody who's watching this as a neutral, I think the best result for this game was 3 goals all. And going into the second leg is going to be all to play for. And I think Saransh and Somak, both of them know how important it is to get the first goal. Sid, can you tell us about the importance of the first goal in such a game which goes down to the second leg?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, second leg is always, most of the time it's about who gets the first goal and who is more calm on the ball. So I think it helps you with a lot of confidence. And if Saransh can get the first goal, I think he's experienced enough to keep rotating the ball, keep frustrating his opponent, Somak. And I think it helps you with a lot of confidence. And I think once you get the first goal, the opponent is always chasing you, leaving a lot of gaps in the defense. So it's of utmost importance.
Well, absolutely. You've heard it from the man himself, who's played multiple tournaments, who's won multiple tournaments, and who also represents the Indian national eFIFA team when it comes to FIFA 21. And of course, these two players, Saransh and Somak, do not forget the winner of this game has another game tonight, because he will be playing Aditya Chadha in a blockbuster game. And unfortunately for the loser, that would be the second defeat of this tournament, which means that they will be eliminated from Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drinks. And Sid, let's be honest, when it comes to a competitive FIFA game, I think all of us know it's very heartbreaking for anybody who loses the game, especially when it goes down to the wire. And, what are your thoughts, when you go into maybe the last 10 minutes of the game, maybe needing a goal or maybe needing, a draw or something like that? What's your mentality? What's your thought process like?
I think when you are in a loser bracket game, I mean, you have very little margin for error, and it's important to keep your head in the game, because FIFA is all about your mental side, and it's very important to keep calm and keep hold of your nerves, because one mistake can cost you the whole tie or your whole tournament. So it's important to stay as calm as possible, and even if you are trailing by 2 goals, it's important to have that confidence in yourself, to make sure that even if you are trailing at any stage of the game, you can pull it back. And so it's all in the head. You have to be mentally prepared for these situations to come up in any game, in any tournament.
Well, that is very true. And I think you've said it very right. You need to be confident and believe in your abilities, believe in your A game, believe in your game plan and the things that you've been grinding for. And I think that's what it comes down to, especially, I mean, all of us know that it's the end of the FIFA 21 season. And especially for a player like Somak, who's drastically improved during this season, he would want to end this on a high. Winning the qualifier too would be a great boost for him going into FIFA 22, and it will be the same for all the other professional players that are playing here. Because let's be honest, everybody loves to win, and a tournament which is as big as this tournament, which is Josh presents, Esports Premier Series FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drinks, is right up there with the top tournaments in this country. How much is that a motivational factor? The hype about the tournament. How much is that a motivational factor when it comes to playing a decisive game in a tournament?
Yeah, I think it's of the utmost importance, and it's always, nice to end your season on a high. And Somak will give it everything because he's always been close to winning tournaments. I mean, he always loses out in top 3 or top 4, and it'll be extremely important for his career going into the new season. And this is a huge tournament. I mean, you secure yourself a spot in the grand finale with a huge prize pool, and you play against Charanjot, who's a national superstar, so that it gives you a lot of motivation, and especially in a country like India where there's so much of competition, it's very important.
Well, yes, indeed, it is very important, and you've heard it from Sid himself. And talking about, Charanjot going into the finals already, and the winner of this event will make it through and meet him at the LAN tournament, which will be the grand finals. Now, you are somebody who's experienced. You've won a lot of LAN tournaments against the top guys. You've participated in LAN tournaments by traveling throughout the country, not just for 1 versus 1, but also co-op and, many different game modes when it comes to kickoff, FIFA Ultimate Team, etc. Now, talking about LAN tournaments, how different is your feeling when it comes to a LAN tournament? When you are up against your opponent, you look at the opponent in the eye before the game starts, or maybe have a handshake with him, have a few words with him. How different is it? How good does it feel to be playing at a LAN tournament?
I mean, LANs are a different experience altogether, and it's a different ball game because when you are playing online tournaments, you are at your home, you are at the comfort of your own setup. There's no one around you. You can do whatever you like. I mean, there's no one in your room usually, so you are very comfortable. But when you have LAN events, I mean, there are a lot of people watching you on the big stage, and you have your opponent sitting next to you, so it's not as easy as compared to online tournaments. I mean, when you are at a LAN event, it's extremely important to keep calm and take care of your nerves, because when you have your opponent sitting next to you, it becomes very tense, to say the least. And LANs with fans and all of that back, I mean, it's so great to have LANs back, and it'll be extremely, interesting to see the grand finale of Esports Premier Series.
Absolutely. I think you said it right. I think along with, the pressure that comes with the LAN event, there are fans who are watching. There are random people who may not know a lot about football still watching and cheering you on, because maybe every time you score a goal, there are a lot of emotions happening within the players. A lot of players are expressive. Every time they score a goal, they may say something like a come on, or maybe punch the air. A lot of players, on the other hand, are very calm. They just are like, okay, let me just finish the game and then I'll see if I have to react. Now, how important are all these reactions, when it comes to, you're playing a final, let's assume, and you have one player who's not very expressive and the other one is very passionate or very expressive about the goals. Does this also make a lot of difference when it comes to a LAN event?
I mean, to be honest, it's just important to be yourself, whether you like to celebrate aggressively or whether you just like to stay calm after scoring a goal. It's important to keep all of that in your head, and, whether you like to celebrate, I mean, it's important to show emotions, obviously, but every athlete is different from one another. And, okay, so we already have the game, and that's a yellow card being shown to Neymar, and that's an interesting start to the game.
An interesting start indeed. And just to let you know, that was not a yellow card for a dive, because that was Neymar Jr. You cannot dive in this game. I'm sure Saransh went in recklessly and had a contact with the goalkeeper while going for the ball. It was not a dive. We assure you, all the Neymar fans, do not worry about it. And on a serious note, okay, it's 3-3. both these players would not like to listen to any jokes right now because it's serious stuff going on for them. And Saransh and Somak would like to get that first goal, as me and Sid were discussing. Saransh on the attack with Mbappe, the player that scored the first goal for him. He has Bruno Fernandes, does the heel to heel, gets the ball back, and Somak has to clear his lines because Saransh is going to press him in this area.
Look
And
at that
some
pressure from Saransh. That is some incredible pressing by Saransh. I mean, Somak has done a great job to get out of this press because it's not easy, I was telling you.
Absolutely, as you heard Sid, if he's someone who can feel the press while casting, imagine what Somak would have been feeling in that situation with 4 players crowding his players in that area, which is possibly the most dangerous area for him to lose the ball to a player of Saransh's potential. And Somak here trying to regain the ball somehow, but Saransh gets it back, tries to go for that killer through ball, gets it to... I mean, it's going to be a great display here because Saransh has a lot of space. Neymar Jr. on the ball, gives it to Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he going to get a shot away? No, that's well defended by Somak.
Already a pause cued in by Somak there because he has no breathing space at all. I mean, he has nowhere to go, and Saransh is all over him, and he wants that first goal so bad.
Absolutely, and there was a lot of moment of panic out there for Somak. He was trying to clear his lines, but every time he's trying to do so, Saransh has some player right next to his defender, and the ball, when it hit Mbappe, let's be honest, it could have been in the back of the net as well, and that would have been heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think Somak has gone match Saransh. He's playing a 4-3-1-2 as well. So both of them, committing bodies forward, not being afraid of conceding a goal, and I think that's the right thing to do.
Absolutely. I was about to say, don't you think that's the right thing to do? And you've already answered my question. Having said that, that was a great corner routine. If only he had a player waiting to collect the knockdown by Cristiano Ronaldo. Near Saransh, Somak has thrown a lot of bodies in front. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 at the back. If Saransh can get his Cuadrado to deliver a dangerous ball, but he tries to find a way through, and Somak has his bodies back. But Mbappe has a lot of space, but he does not have the finish to score the first goal of this game. But he's got a corner for his team, which Neymar Jr. has taken and given it to Hullet inside the box out of all people, who's twisting, turning, trying to take the shot, but Somak was not going to let that past him.
Great defending by Somak there. I mean, he switched to the right centre-back at the right time and stayed with Hullet throughout. I mean, he didn't commit a centre-back, and we have a great game on our hands yourself, and both the players are going for it. Both the players matching each other's formation, and both the players are not afraid. Both of them are not trying to play safe in possession and just playing direct football.
Well, absolutely. I think they are cancelling each other out. Both of them are trusting their A game right now on the same formation, going all out to get that first goal. Just to remind you all, this is not a golden goal. This is the second leg, with the first leg finishing 3 goals all, as you can see on your screen. And Saransh and Somak are playing this game with a lot on the line, because the loser of this game is going to be eliminated from Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. But let's be honest, it doesn't look like these players are experiencing any pressure. They're out there trying to do their best, not doing anything safe. They're actually taking a lot of risks, and that can involve them losing the ball at times. But if it can be rewarding, I think it's going to be a goal for one of these players very soon. And Johan Cruyff is in here, who gets a shot away, but that's a big save by Saransh. The danger is still not clear. Saransh playing it short and finally releasing it out. Sid, I have a feeling we're going to see the first goal in the first half itself.
I mean, by the looks of it, 100%, because Somak has played incredible on the edge of the box. I mean, that's something new from Somak. I haven't seen him so good on the ball, so good with the skills, and I think that's a big improvement from Somak's side. And I think Saransh, he has to keep the ball for a bit longer, because that's allowing Somak to position his defenders and play on the counter, because that's what Somak's like to do. And there we have directional bridge from CR7, and Saransh takes the lead. That is an incredible skill and incredible timing as well. Saransh is at it again, and he's on the attack once again. I mean, Somak has nowhere to go.
Well, absolutely. What a goal that was, and who better to do it than Cristiano Ronaldo? And talking about a goal, Ruud Gullit out of nowhere puts him 2-0 up, which means 5-3 on aggregate. And Saransh has scored 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes and has suddenly taken this tie away from Somak out of nothing. And Somak has an attack of his own, and guess what? It's 2-1. Sid, we've seen 3 goals in the space of 5 minutes, and it's 5-4 on aggregate to Saransh right now. I cannot believe what is happening. I could not have wished for a better game to start this day with.
I mean, I honestly feel like I'm watching Arsenal defend at the moment because there are so many spaces in the defenses. It's absolutely unreal. And that's a good goal from Somak, by the way, to find the cross and great header from prime moments Cruyff. I mean, you have the manual headers on. That is incredible finish. And Mbappe with an elastico. Mbappe with a goal of his own. Saransh, that is absolutely incredible.
Well, this is top class stuff and top class FIFA by both these players. And guess what?
God, what is going on?
Oh, that could have been the most incredible end to the first half. And the first half finally ends with 3 goals to Saransh and 1 to Somak, which means the aggregate score right now is 6-4. And as Sid and me expected, this is going to go down to the wire because believe us, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a roller coaster ride. This is not over yet. We're going to see a lot of goals in the second half. Sid, your thoughts on the first half?
I mean, Selvan, to be honest, I feel like I'm watching a paintball game because it does not feel like a football game at all. It's end-to-end stuff. Both the players are going for it. And look at the stats, by the way. Just look at the amount of shots that are being taken in the first half. I mean, both of them are not afraid. Both of them committing bodies. And Saransh is Saransh. He will take all the chances he gets. And I mean, Somak had to be a bit more clever there once he conceded the first goal. I think he had to manage the game better, but Saransh punishes him.
Well, absolutely. And had that gone in from Johan Cruyff again with the header, which is very unlikely, but then that could have been the most amazing thing for the first game of the day. But regardless, I think there's a lot of drama and a lot of action still left. And as we say every day, like this seems to be, there's some Bollywood director or some Hollywood director who wants to write a script. And that's how it works here, because here's Saransh in again. And this time, Neymar Jr. is not going to miss. Saransh has scored 3 goals from a very similar angle from 3 different players. And I think this is game over for sure. It's 7-4 to Saransh on aggregate. Around 40 in-game minutes left. I do not see Saransh bottling this one.
Yeah, I mean, Saransh has the experience to manage the game, and that's what I said. Saransh will make sure he punishes his opponent whenever he has a lot of space, and he's been playing direct football since the tie started, and he does not miss when he's in front of the goal. I mean, you can see Somak, he missed a couple of chances, but Saransh has the experience. Whenever he has a chance, he makes sure he gets a shot on target, and he's testing the keeper every time, and sooner rather than later, he's always going to score. So, I mean, 3 goals is a huge lead. Somak only has 45 minutes to bring the game back, but I think Saransh is extremely clever. He'll switch the formation. He'll make sure he keeps his defense extremely tight. He'll make sure he defends with numbers on his side. So I think this can be game over, but you never know. Somak has been tremendous throughout this year, and you just never know with FIFA 21.
Absolutely. I think you were spot on with regards to the analysis there, because Saransh is a player who has so many tactics. He has a plan A, he has a plan B, and maybe he has a plan X, Y, Z as well. And Somak, on the other hand, knows how it feels to be in this situation. And he certainly is going to trust himself, because if he can score 4 goals in the tie, he can score 3 more, because he has scored those goals. Like, in the last leg, he scored 3 goals in 15 minutes? And here he is in again, but that is a big miss. The ball is still not out of danger. It's still with Somak. Acuna with the ball for Somak, gives it to Renato Sanchez, gives it to Lionel Messi. Ronaldo, is that going to be a penalty? No, that's not a penalty. Oh my God, the ball is still with him. And this is some incredible pressing right now. And that's going to be a free kick and a moment of relief for Saransh.
I mean, Saransh is using the auto offside trap to the utmost effect. He has been playing the offside trap since the start of the tie. I mean, that is 7 depth in your tactics, and as soon as your opponent has the ball on the edge of the area, his whole defense steps out at the same time, that was an incredible free kick by Somak, but I think Saranj got that right. He had the man on the line and he read him well.
Absolutely, that was a great free kick, and had it not been for the man on the line which was brought by Saransh, we could have seen a goal for Somak here. But Somak looks very dangerous right now. But the only thing for him is that his defense is going to leave a lot of gaps open. As you can see here, Neymar tries to find Cristiano Ronaldo, but no matter how high he can jump in real, right now he's not won the header, and it stays at 4-1 in the second leg, with Somak pushing forward for that goal, knowing that he can certainly make a comeback in this game. And Saransh, on the other hand, is for some reason losing possession very cheaply, not very likely of Saransh in both the legs. But yes, he is now on the attack. Somak has very few bodies in defense, and Saransh is going to try and make the most of it. As Sid said, Saransh will make you pay for every mistake, and for every opening that he gets, he'll at least take a shot away.
Yeah, and look at Saranj managing the game so well. I mean, Somak needs the ball, he needs a goal as soon as possible, but Saranj will make sure he runs the clock. That is an incredible bridge once again, but Somak, that was a huge, huge tackle by his defender. He needs a goal right now, or this is game over 7.
Well, he does. And talking about the chance with Mbappe, I think that was some good FIFA all throughout. Saranj did the right skill at the right time, and Somak with a very clutch tackle to for sure save a goal, which was 100% certain if Mbappe would have got the shot away. And he's conceded a foul here, and Mbappe is in again. I don't think he's going to miss this time, and my prediction is not wrong, because Kylian Mbappe, with that position after those skill moves, with so much of momentum on Saranj's side, has made it 5-1 on the night to Saranj, which means that's 8-4 on aggregate. And Sid, regardless of the scoreline, let's be honest, this has been a fantastic game and fantastic 2 legs.
Yeah, I mean, a fake shot followed by a La Croqueta cancel and chained into a heel-to-heel before Mbappe took the shot away. I mean, that is some sensational FIFA by Saranj. Those skills are top-notch, and 8 goals, I mean 5 goals in the second leg. Saranj is feeling himself at the moment, and if I'm Adich at that moment, I don't know what to expect, because Somak took the lead. He was leading by 2 goals, but Saranj being Saranj, he is absolutely relentless to say, and some incredible FIFA on display by Saranj. He is the one to watch for this tournament.
Well, absolutely, he is the one to watch, and Aditya Chadha would be knowing that as well, because as we were discussing about momentum, I think Saransh needed a big win going into that game against Aditya Chadha, and especially a big win after the first game versus Somak was a draw. And Aditya, on the other hand, who had 3 epic games of FIFA last night, after which his game finally was decided on penalties, with Sagnik won at the end, possibly one of the best games that we've seen in live FIFA. And I think there is some problem here between the players, and that's going to be a yellow card maybe. Or does Bruno Fernandes escape? Okay, so he does escape. And credits to Somak, he's still trying to score a goal. I think he knows his friends and fans are watching, and also that this is going to be the last few minutes that he's playing of the entire season. I think he wants to still end it on a high by scoring a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Somak has had a great season, as I already said, and he shouldn't be too harsh on himself, because Saranj was just too good on the day, and these are the little mistakes that cost you your season or your tournaments. And I mean, Somak will definitely learn from this and make sure he's a better player for next season.
Well, absolutely. I think, I've said it before in this one, when it comes to competitive FIFA, you need to take it one day at a time. There are good days, there are bad days, and you should not let your bad days affect you, and make sure that you make everything that you can do with your good day. And today, for sure, has been a great day for Saranj, because he has made it through to the next round. And if you're a fan of Saranj, if you're in his camp, make sure to stick around, because he has another game with Aditya Chadha later on tonight. As we told you all at the start, the winner of this game is going to go on to meet Aditya Chadha in the lower bracket round. And there's the final score set. Saranj Jain 8, Somak Ghosh 4. Not something we did not expect, but I think Saranj was made to work hard for this victory.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the scoreline suggests it was a convincing victory for Saransh, but that wasn't the case, Selvin. You know it, I know it. Saumak pushed him to the limit, and Saumak was there. He was there throughout the game, but as soon as Saransh got the lead in the second leg, I told you how important it is to get the first goal. He managed the game so well, and that's what our top-notch professional does.
Well, absolutely. I think it's going to come down to a lot of things, and one of them is about managing the game right after taking a huge lead. Saransh knew this time that any risk against Saumak would not pay off. I mean, may not pay off, and I think that was a smart thing to do. But credits to both these players. They've had a great season, and Saumak unfortunately is going to be eliminated from the Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. We've already analyzed this game, and we have two more games coming up, Sid, which are going to be absolute madness, because the next game will be between Lokmanu and Akash. Again, everything to play for, because Lokmanu and Akash, one of them is going to be eliminated after today's game, depending on the result. Akash, of course, coming into this one with a lot of confidence, because he beat Akshat yesterday by a convincing scoreline. Lokmanu, on the other hand, went through something which nobody imagined, a 7-1 loss to Naveen, which may have dented his confidence, but we both know how Lokmanu is. He again is somebody who is not affected a lot by the loss. He'll come back stronger, and we're going to hope for a great game when we go on to that one, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Lokmanu is very experienced. He'll know what to do. I don't think the loss is going to affect him, but Akash, on the other hand, he's new to the competitive scene, and you just don't know what you can expect from Akash going into the game. So it's obviously going to be end-to-end as well, but I think that game will be a bit more cagey, a bit more tactical, because both of them will start slowly. I mean, Saransh is Saransh. He'll, pressurize you from the get-go, but Lokmanu and Akash, I think it'll be a tactical game, and, just hopefully it'll be a great game to watch.
Well, absolutely. And we're going to discuss more about the game, because right now we're going to head into a break after that great game between Saransh and Saumak. Stay tuned. Do not go away. We'll be right back.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए
Welcome back, everyone, to Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. My name is Selvin. Along with me, I have Jana said, of course, a special caster guest for us today. We've had a great time casting for the first game between Saransh and Somak. If you've just tuned in, just to let you know, Saransh won that game by 8 goals to 4, and it was incredible madness. As Sid said, the scoreline may suggest that it was a comfortable victory, but believe us, it was not. It was a very hard-fought victory and possibly one of the best games over 2 legs of FIFA that we've seen. Sid and me have already analyzed the game, so in case, you've missed out on it, make sure to watch it later on because that's some FIFA you did not want to miss. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow esports.in on Instagram for more. And Sid, we'll go back to the fixtures once now. Again, we're going to talk about the fixtures that are coming up and the changes that will be made. There you can see, now there are 2 games coming up today which are both from the lower bracket. Akash versus Lokmanu, which is up next. And I think possibly another fixture which promises to be the game of the tournament between Saransh and Aditya. What are going to be your thoughts between Saransh and Aditya?
I mean, that's surely the game of the tournament, and it's a loser bracket game as well. So the stakes are even higher, and I mean, 2 of the best players in India going at it. And I mean, when you are in a loser bracket game, when the stakes are so high, the margin for error is so less, and both of them, they have been playing each other since the season started. So they would know what to expect from each other. And I honestly don't know what to expect because both of them know each other in and out, and it's just we can only hope for a better game.
Well, absolutely. Both of them know each other in and out. There are many reasons for it. One of them being this is the end of the season, and they've played a lot of tournaments. They've played a lot of times in the weekend league, maybe also played some friendlies together. And let's be honest, Sid, I think along with you, they are possibly two of the top 5 players in the country right now when it comes to form and when it comes to consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Adi Chadda had a great FGS season, and Saransh, on the other hand, he had a slightly disappointing FIFA Global Series season. But by the time we had the third qualifier, I think Saransh has improved himself so much. He was one game away from reaching the broadcast in the FGS qualifier 3. And Selvin, I hope you remember that ESL semi-final game that they played against each other. It went down the wire, and Adi Chadda scored last, or I think he scored in the 85th minute, and he actually went on to beat CJ in the finals and win the tournament. So, I mean, they know what to expect from each other, so we can only hope for a great watch.
Well, absolutely. I think this is going to be a great game. But before that, we have another incredible game, Lokmanu Chaturvedi versus Akash. As you can see on your screen, both these players are experienced, and both of them have won a lot of games in this tournament and have also lost one, which is why they are going to face off in the lower bracket game. And again, everything on the line for Lokmanu and for Akash. Now, Sid, just to let you know, Lokmanu in this tournament, okay, has beaten a lot of players, including Saransh, in a golden goal situation where it came down after 2 legs to 3 goals all, and Lokmanu got the all-important golden goal to be here. And then, unfortunately, yesterday he lost 7-1 to Naveen, which was possibly going to dent his confidence. Akash, on the other hand, has had only incredible games in this tournament. He defeated Aman Varsi, he defeated Shubham, and that was another great game because Akash took a 2-0 lead, made it 2-2. Shubham made it 2-2 when Akash found a way through right at the end. And then the game that got him into the loser bracket or the lower bracket was possibly one of the best games against Sagnik. I'm not sure if you can believe it, but he took a 3-0 lead versus Sagnik in the first 30 minutes. But it ended 5-4 in the favor of Sagnik with the last kick of the second leg. However, Akash did not lose any confidence because he went on to convincingly defeat Akshat in the lower bracket game, which is why he is here. And I have a feeling right now Akash is feeling a lot more confident because, let's be honest, he has nothing to lose. And Lokmanu, on the other hand, is going to feel the pressure because he wants to win this, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Akash is comparatively new to the scene, and this might probably be his first or second tournament on a huge platform like Esports Premier Series. And so, I mean, I don't think he has anything to lose as compared to Lokmanu because there's certainly a lot on the line for Loki. He's been a part of the national team, and it means so much to him to win national tournaments, so he'll give it everything he have. And I mean, it's going to be a cagey game, and Loki knows what to do. He's been in the stage for, he's been here time and time again. So it'll be a cagey game, as I said, but there'll certainly be a lot of pressure from both sides.
Well, absolutely. There'll be a lot of pressure from both sides. I also had a word with Akash, who seemed to be very confident with this. I think going into this tournament, he had a great run in the weekend league as well, wherein, he's had a lot of good moments when it comes to FIFA and when it comes to results. Having said that, Sid, we have the first game underway between Akash and Lokmanu. Akash in the orange and black kit, whereas Lokmanu for this game in the white kit that we can see. And I have a feeling, Sid, this one again is going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Akash is very good defensively from what I've seen, and Loki will be very good on the ball. He'll make sure he has a lot of possession, and he'll make sure he, drains his opponent out before he can score a goal. So it won't be as end to end as we saw in the previous game, but certainly a good watch.
Well, absolutely. I am not sure if it'll be end to end, but let's be honest, Sid. Josham presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks has surprised us time and time again. Time and again. And even in the last game, of course, when Somak took that 2-goal lead, we were a lot surprised, and I will not be surprised if this game suddenly gets a lot of goals, something that we did not predict. And having said that, Lokmanu has the ball, and that's well defended by Akash. You were talking about his defensive skills that you heard about. You know how important a lot of people, okay, watching must be thinking FIFA is all about scoring goals. But can you tell us how important it is to have that right defense to make sure that your defense is not shaky?
I think to have a solid base is what separates you from a casual player, because it's the micromanagement, as we call it. I am not sure if you heard about it, but CR7 with the bridge, and that is close from Akash. That's a nice start. I mean, he'll be disappointed with the finish, but certainly good signs from Akash.
Well, absolutely. When CR7 got into that position, let me tell you, he has scored before for Akash from that similar position. Also goes on to show that he is confident. He is not shying away from taking his risk. And even if it's a half chance, he wants to see if his risk can be rewarded. And if it was, I think Akash would have been rejoicing. But Lokmanu would be happy that Cristiano Ronaldo has not scored for Akash this time, who's on the ball again with Ronaldo. Looks for options and gives it back to Acuna, to Sanchez, to Neymar. And I think he's going to make sure that he takes this game to Lokmanu and will not allow him to score the first goal.
Yeah, quite certainly. And coming back to the question, Selvin, I think it's important for people to realize how difficult it is to break defenses. And when you have a solid base and solid defense, it becomes really hard to find an opening. And when you look at top players in the world and top players in India as well, CJ is obviously the best player in India, and he doesn't do a lot of skills. He isn't very flashy, but I think it's his in-game management and micro-management, as we call it, as I said earlier. I think that's what separates him from other players, because when a casual looks at the game, he looks at the skills, but when you look at CJ and you look at his game, I think he switches to the right player at the right time. He'll make sure you have no space when you have the ball. So I think it's so important to have a solid base.
Very true. And I think it comes down to the little details which have to start from your defense and not just be flashy in attack, which is what separates a lot of players, including CJ, from the rest and from the rest of the casuals. I mean, having said that, let's focus back on this game between Akash and Lokmanu. 25 minutes, no goals yet, but that can change right away. But Neymar Jr. has hit the post, and Lokmanu is going to be thanking his lucky stars because Ronaldo has missed a chance which he normally scores. Neymar has missed a chance which he normally scores. I mean, which he normally would have scored for sure. And the score still remains at 0-0. Did you think that was the first goal?
Yeah, quite certainly, because Neymar doesn't usually miss from there, and Loki must be thanking the EA gods at the moment because they seem to be on his side right now. And that was a great play by Akash, a simple 1-2, but I think he carved Loki's defense up, and I think he could have taken a touch. He shot very early, but I think regardless of the fact, you just cannot miss from there, and that's just very unlucky on Akash's side.
Very much. I think Akash is going to be considering himself a little unlucky because the build-up was great. Let's be honest, he moved into space pretty well. And I have a feeling he would have thought, okay, Neymar is not going to miss this for me. This is ending up in the bottom corner or in that far corner for sure. But Lokmanu again has to be thankful because he has not looked very impressive in this game. He's not influenced this game a lot. It's been all Akash for the first 35 minutes.
Yeah, that's a very sloppy start from Loki, and that's something you don't expect from a player of his caliber, because he's been to such tournaments time and time again throughout the years, and he would know what to do at the right time. And I think he needs to keep the ball for a longer period of time because Akash is controlling the tempo at the moment, and sooner rather than later Akash is gonna get a goal.
Well, it certainly looks like that. And once again, talking about Lokmanu, it looks very unlikely of him not to have a lot of ball, but credits to Akash. He's come out all guns blazing and he is ready to take this game to Lokmanu. And right now it seems it's just Akash throughout, because every time he gets in the box, he looks dangerous. And this time Lokmanu scored pulls off a good save on the near post. And Akash would be thinking he has to do something very special to beat this goalkeeper and to beat the post together.
Yeah, I mean, Akash must be so disappointed with himself because this is the third time he's taken a shot, and third time he's just the keeper, but the scores are still even. You never know what happens, and you Loki might end up scoring before the first half. So it's uncertain, but you need to make sure you take your chances. And Sarans is a prime example of that. He took every chance he got, and you just need to make sure you at least test the keeper. And Loki needs to start doing that right now.
Well, absolutely, and Lokmanu has to, wake up and understand that despite of this game being, something about taking chances, he cannot let Akash take so many chances, regardless of him missing. Lokmanu, who tried to look a little dangerous, has been caught offside by Akash. And let's talk about taking chances, Neil. Let's talk about taking chances, Sid. When it comes to a game of FIFA, it does not matter how many chances you miss. The only thing that matters is how many times you scored. And regardless of you taking 10 shots and not scoring, the opponent gets one shot and he scores, and the momentum completely changes, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. You need to make sure you put the ball in the back of the net, because at the end of the day, it's the scoreline that matters. And I mean, this comes down to the mental preparation, because I think Akash had to show a bit more composure when he got towards the end of Loki's box. So it comes down to composure, and Akash needs to be a bit more composed when he has a chance, because he's certainly creating a lot of them, but he needs to make sure he scores a goal, because the game can change at any time. And as you said, Loki can score a goal, and we're looking at a different game.
Well, absolutely. But going into the second half of the first leg, I think Akash is going to feel confident, and Lokmanu is going to try everything to make sure that he can get more of the ball. But Akash has been really impressive and very influential in that first half. He had, I think, 3 to 4 chances, out of which at least 2 should have been converted. But Lokmanu, of course, has held on for now, and the score remains at 0-0. If you are in Lokmanu's position, are you going to change your plan? Are you going to go to plan B or maybe a plan C at this situation?
I mean, not so early, because the game is still even Stevens, and I think Loki needs to keep the ball more. He needs to manage the game well, because he's giving the ball away cheaply, and Akash is controlling the tempo of the game. So I think for Loki, it comes down to micromanagement and managing the game well, because once he'll start to keep the ball more, he'll start to pull Akash's defenders out of position. That's when he'll get a chance. But at the moment, he's just giving the ball away extremely cheaply.
Well, absolutely. I think, you cannot afford to give the ball so cheaply, especially against a player of Akash's caliber, because he's been very dangerous throughout this game. And Lokmanu, on the other hand, has not seemed like it's Lokmanu who's playing the game, because he's not controlled. And once again, he's given the ball away. Akash, sooner or later, looks like the first person to get the breakthrough goal in this one. And let's be honest, a game of this caliber can also be decided by a scoreline of 1-0 over 2 legs, isn't it, Sid?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said before the game started, Selvin. It's going to be a cagey affair, and it's going to be very tactical. Sometimes it feels like a game of chess, because you wait for your opponent to make a mistake before. And that's the mistake I'm talking about. Can Lokmanu score a goal? I mean, that was quite rusty from Loki there. That was a huge chance and a huge mistake from Akash.
Well, a huge mistake, and I think he'll be breathing a sigh of relief for taking that, and thanking the luck gods as well, because that cannot be done against a player like Loki. And there was a lot of space out there. But talking about space, right now, Akash has a lot of space with his Neymar, gives it to Messi, back to Acuna, to Renato Sanchez. And I think Lokmanu now has time to regroup in defense, and he looks a better player in the second half right now, much better than what he performed in the first half. And it's going to be an end-to-end game. Although there are no goals to talk about so far, I think this is still going to be very thrilling.
Yeah, quite certainly. Loki has learned from his mistakes that he made in the first half. He's keeping the ball much higher and, much closer to Akash's box. He's, keeping good possession in around the area, and he's making sure that, he has a good chance of scoring, because in the first half he was giving the ball away. And that's a huge opening, I think he did a bit too much there, Lokmanu. That was a huge opening for them, for Lokmanu, I beg your pardon. Great skill around the box, heel to open the space. I think he had to shoot there, Seven.
He had to shoot there, but again, it comes down to decision making. It comes down to scenarios wherein you've been playing. There can also be a factor of delay or lag when it comes to online connection, and that decides a lot of things. I have a feeling Lokmanu must be thinking, okay, you know what? I have to maybe get the first goal because this game may actually be a 1-0 over 2 legs, looking at how it's going.
Yeah, it'll come down to one mistake or one moment of brilliance from either of the players, because it feels like a chess game. Both of them are waiting, keeping the ball, and just rotating the ball around the opponent's box and waiting for the one opening. But just some great defending, I must say, from Akash there.
Very well said. I think Lokmanu was in there and Akash did not crumble under pressure. He was quite, he anticipated it quite well that Neymar is going to go in a similar position in which his Neymar was in the first half from where he hit the post. And this is getting interesting because every time Akash is trying to escape this half, Lokmanu is getting the ball back and now he's skewed the pause. I think this is the time that we were discussing about where he has to switch to either plan B or try something different in his plan A because he feels more confident with Atal in the box. Is he going to pass it? Is he going to get a goal? He does get the goal with Atal. And finally, the deadlock in this game is broken. And it's Lokmanu who scored the goal. And Akash and Lokmanu both are going to make those changes. But what a time to score a goal. And Akash is going to feel heartbroken by that, isn't it?
That's a brilliant goal by Lokmanu. He waited for his moment, as I said. He kept rotating the ball, brilliant skill, fake stop, and changed into a heel-to-heel before a left-footed 5-star weak foot finish by Atal. That's a brilliant goal by Lokmanu there. That's what he's all about, and this is where experience comes into play.
Well, absolutely, and I think Akash in that situation thought, okay, Lokmanu, maybe he's going to pass it to Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe he's going to pass it on the far side to Neymar. And the last option that he would have not thought about was maybe Atal can do a skill chain, a lot of moves together and create space for himself to shoot. And unfortunately for him, that's what happened. And no matter how dominant he has been in this game, no matter how impressive he has been in this game, it's Lokmanu who's got the goal. And that's what matters when it comes to football. And very honestly, he can get one more goal because Lokmanu has looked like a different player in the second half. Here's Acuna, gives it to, okay, it's going to be Atal, gives it to Renato Sanchez. It's going to be crazy. There's 3 minutes left, and I think Sid, I think there's another goal in this one for some reason.
I think Lokmi is doing the right thing. He's making sure he has the last attack, and he'll make sure he gets a shot away as soon as the clock hits 90 minutes, and this is great recycling by Loki. Akash needs to make sure he doesn't concede here or it'll be a long, long way back for him.
Well, absolutely. And Lokmanu, very unlikely of him to give the ball away because Akash can maybe, just maybe, have one last shot at target, but that's going to be offside. And that is going to be the end of the first leg, which has been won by Lokmanu Chaturvedi narrowly by a margin of 1 goal. Akash must be thinking to himself that this is something that he would have not expected for sure. And the first leg, of course, ends in the favor of Lokmanu Chaturvedi. And your thoughts on the game, Sid?
It sounds cliche, but it's a game of 2 halves, Selvan. It always is. And Akash dominated the game from kickoff. He dominated the first half, but he had no goals to show for it. And Loki, he made sure he got the goal in the second half, and he takes the lead going to the second leg.
Well, absolutely. And on that note, Sid, I would like to thank you for being a part of today's stream and for casting these 3 games with me. We're going to say a goodbye to Jenna, Sid, because we'll have Neil who'll be joining us right now. So Sid, once again, thank you so much. Hope you had a great time because we had a great time because of you.
It's great to be here. I'm sure Neil is a much better caster than I am. So hopefully he does a better job.
Oh, absolutely. You did a great job. And thank you once again. And I'm sure we're going to see you soon.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
And till the time Neil gets on, let me just tell you, Lokmanu Chaturvedi has won the game which he played against Akash. However, there is one more leg of FIFA left, which is going to start anytime soon. And Akash is going to do everything that he's going to do everything to maybe get that first goal and possibly get the victory. But talking about this game, it was an end-to-end game. The scoreline may suggest that there was only one goal, but there were a lot of chances. But as we were discussing, it comes down to who takes those chances. And in this leg, it was Lokmanu who took his chances to score and to get the result. And we'll be joined by a newcaster, he'll be very familiar for all of y'all who've been tuning in to Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks, because Neil will be joining me in a while. And just to let you all know, in case if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do it, because we have an entertaining second leg coming up, and also a blockbuster game between Saransh Jain and Aditya Chadha coming up, with everything on the line, because that is another lower bracket game. We're going to look at the fixtures once right now, and I think you'll get a better idea of what I am talking about. Earlier today, we saw Saransh Jain defeat Soumya Ghosh in the lower bracket game, which means he has now eliminated Soumya from this tournament along with Akshat. And we have Lokmanu versus Akash, which is going on right now, with Lokmanu leading 1-0, and the loser of the game will be eliminated from the tournament. And then we'll be having Saransh Jain versus Aditya Chadha, possibly the tie of the game, tie of the night, and the tie of the tournament. And then it's going to be possibly a great final between Sagnik and Naveen in the upper bracket finals. Today's matches, once again, Saransh versus Soumya is done with a scoreline of 8-4 in the favor of Saransh. Lokmanu Chaturvedi versus Akash is going on right now. Do not go away, because the game is going to start anytime soon. Aditya Chadha versus Saransh Jain is going to be up next. And I have got an update that Neil is here with us. So we're going to introduce Neil in just a moment. And this is going to be something epic, because Neil would love casting on Lokmanu's and Akash's second leg. Once again, thank you to Genasid for being here. And I'm sure we'll see more of him as well. So Neil, if you are here, let's see and let's hear you.
Well, Selvin, thank you so much for the welcome, and a big shout out to Genasid. He has left me with some really big boots to fill. Hopefully I am up for the task, and hopefully Akash is up for the task. He's 1-0 down, and it remains to be seen. Is this going to be the last we see of him in this tournament? Lokmanu, of course, one of the favorites. And Selvin, what do you think is going to happen in the second leg? Do you think Lokmanu holds on to this lead and progresses? Or do you think Akash still has one last miraculous comeback left in him?
Well, that is possibly the toughest question, and I was expecting you will not ask me. First of all, welcome in once again, and it is great to have you here alongside, casting is going to be a great thing, because this game is going to provide a lot of thrill, a lot of drama that we've experienced throughout Esports Premier Series powered by Josh App and Hell Energy Drinks. And talking about the game, let me tell you, Akash was very dominant in the first half. He almost scored twice or thrice in the first half, and Lokmanu was kept silent throughout that first half. He was almost invisible. But then this is about taking chances. Lokmanu got a chance, took it with Atal, and going into the second leg, once again, I'm going to say, if Akash gets the first goal, I have a feeling he's going to take it, because he looked to be the player who had the better chances in that game. But then he has to take those chances, and if he scores the first goal, I have a feeling he can score 2 or 3 more. Lokmanu, on the other hand, is somebody we know is good at game management, and even at 1-0, he is capable of keeping that clean sheet and ending the tie over 2 legs. But if Lokmanu can start on a high without even scoring, if he can get a lot of the ball, I have a feeling Lokmanu takes it 2-0 over aggregate. Over 2 legs. But you know it, I know it. We've had so many wrong predictions. We've had so many changed predictions, and it is just so unpredictable, because the quality of these players, it's top-notch quality, and especially in a game where everything is on the line, you cannot expect anything less from their 100%, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. And it's a mark of a great player. It's a mark of a champion to perform, to really get the result home, even when you're not at your best. And Lokmanu, again, a veteran of the scene, knows that he doesn't have to be as good as his best. He just has to be a bit better than Akash. He just has to be a bit better at taking the chances, a bit better at keeping the ball, a bit better at just keeping calm, and he will see this through, and he will progress to the next round.
Well, very well said. And I think Lokmanu went in with that feeling in the first leg, which is why Akash caught him off guard. And I think for a player of Akash's potential, Lokmanu now realizes that I just don't have to be a bit better than Akash, but I have to be at my absolute best. I have to be at that 10 on 10 if I have to make sure that I go into the next round with a lot of confidence, because this was a big test. And let's be honest, a lot of people would have not thought Lokmanu to be put to the test so badly by Akash, which is why we have to give him a lot of credit. The second leg is going to start anytime soon, and we have a lot to talk about of that game. Also, Neil, since you missed it, just to let you know, we had the first game between Saransh and Somak, the game which was casted by Genesid and me. It was possibly a great game because it went down to the wire when it came to the first leg, 3-all in the first leg, but Saransh ran away in the second leg and made it 8-4 on aggregate, which was a great game. You know, what would have your thoughts been about the game? I mean, what would have your prediction been about that game?
Well, you know, betting against Saransh is just foolish. But still, for Somak to do that well and for him to keep him at bay, at least for the first leg, that's a huge win. And that's something he can build on for in the next season. As for my prediction, I mean, come on, Selvin. I don't think anyone expected Saransh to be in the losers bracket. But once he was in the losers bracket, by losers bracket, I mean the lower bracket, we all expected him to make his way up and, you know, through the rounds. Right now, of course, he's got Aditya Chadda, which will be the game after this one. I'm just glad that Somak did well enough. He gave a good representation of himself. You know, he would have been disappointed the way he lost to Naveen, and there was a chance to earn some respect back against Saransh, and he took it. Of course, beating Saransh proved to be a bit too much, but you can't really blame him for that.
Well, absolutely. I think you said it spot on. Like, you know, a lot of people did not expect Saransh to be in the lower bracket in the first place. But then this tournament, Josh App Presents Esports PMS Series FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drinks, has been so end-to-end. And it's been, like, you know, so unpredictable. Like, there are so many good players. And that's the amazing thing about this tournament. Having said that, Neil, I'm very excited to tell you that the game is almost about to start because both these players are setting up. And the second leg is going to be cracking. As a fan, as a viewer, as a neutral, I would want to see a lot of goals, but I will not be surprised if I see a low-scoring game, but a very entertaining game because, I mean, at the end of the day, the result of this game matters. Everything is on the line. There are no second chances. This is going to be the last game for somebody, I mean, for one of these two in this tournament. And what would you do in this situation?
Selvin, I just want to make sure that our boy Lokmanu progresses. Of course, Akash will be a lot of neutrals' favorite. A lot of first-time watchers of his will be very happy to see how well he's done and will be very excited to see him potentially cause an upset and knock Lokmanu out. Of course, Lokmanu with the 1-0 lead from the first leg should be the favorite. Selvin, right now, Lokmanu has got us off. He is shooting from left to right in that Man United kit. And if I'm in his place, I'm just hoping that Akash does not score an early goal. And that is not the way to start. A cheap giveaway in midfield. And now Akash looking to hit first.
Well, absolutely. I think making the most of the kickoff is very important when it comes to a competitive game, especially when it can be decided by a fine margin of just one goal. And Akash, who has the ball now, has a chance to actually make the most of kickoff. And he has been looking very, very confident. You know, he's playing in that Bayern Munich away kit, I think. And there we go. He has a chance from Neymar. Took a risk by taking that finesse shot. I am not sure if that was goalkeeper movement, but that was a great save regardless by Courtois to keep this at 1-0 on aggregate. And Akash with the corner again with his routine, rotates the ball completely, gives it to Cristiano Ronaldo, gives it to Dembele, who is not a favorite for you. But I think he's been working out really well for Akash.
Well, every time I see that Dembele, I wonder why he's using him. But right now, a much better option on the left wing is Lokmanu's Dybala. Gives it back to Jordi Alba, who passes it along to Verratti. Verratti, of course, so good. Acuna, first time, great reverse pass to Neymar. Neymar with the heel-to-heel on the box, on the edge of the box. Now it's back to Acuna. He's looking to get that shot off. He gets the Elastico. He gets some space, but oh no, he goes back in and Renato Sanchez is there to take the ball off his feet. You can see that both these players have had this determination from the get-go. Both of them are looking to score first. I think both of them do believe that attack is the best form of defense right now, and it's great to see that because Selvin, I think this has the potential to be a very good game.
Well, absolutely. They both have the potential to give us a very good game. And I think they both believe that attack is the best form of defense. But their defense has been pretty solid for both these players. I mean, considering a scoreline of 1-0, you know how solid the defense is. But Lokman, I think, has taken the right decision by absolutely fooling the defense and moving them to the other side, because Neymar Jr. has put Lokman Chaturbedi in the driving seat for the tie. The aggregate score now is 2-0, and the game result right now is swinging in Lokman's favor.
Selvin, that goal was a thing of beauty. The funny thing is, he had two opportunities to score. I'm pretty sure he could have taken the shot on from Neymar with his right foot on his right side. But Lokman said, you know what? I'm not happy with the 99% chance. I want a 100% chance. And it was a 100% chance. He made that keeper stand there looking like a fool. And he made those defenders look like they were amateurs. Right now, Akash is 2-0 down on aggregate. But right now, he gets in with that reverse elastico from Cristiano Ronaldo. Massive respect for Lokman, Sergio Ramos, who somehow covered the ground and got that tackle in. Right now, it seems to be all going for Lokman except for that through ball. If that through ball goes in, if that Neymar is 1-on-1, Selvin, it's 3-0 and it's game over. But right now, it is still 2-0 on aggregate, and Akash has it all to do.
Well, indeed, those have been some moments of madness, right from the goal till the attack, till that through ball. And here's Akash who's trying to attack again. Neil, let's talk about this. Akash has had a great tournament. Even the game that he lost to Sagnik, he had a great start in the game. I think this is unfamiliar territory for him because he's not been 2-0 down in this tournament without scoring. I mean, he's not had a game wherein he's not had a chance to score. Having said that, this game is not going to be the one where he does not score, because his Neymar Jr. this time hits the post, but the ball lands exactly where he wanted. It's 1-1 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Lokman still leads, but Akash getting that much needed goal, and what a goal that was.
I think that goal will do wonders for Akash's confidence. The momentum is in his favor now. He will know that right now, the way he scored that goal, the way he stood down and just stared down Lokman's defense before cutting it with Neymar and scoring, he knows that he can score now. If he scored from there, with no help, no assist, just Neymar one-on-one dribbling and scoring, he knows that he can penetrate the defense again and score. Speaking of penetrate the defense, the through ball just fails for Lokman, and now the ball is back with Akash's defense. Akash will look to slow things down. He does not want to concede straight away. He wants to savor in that goal, but he also wants to press home that advantage. And let's see what he can do right now, Selvin. I'm happy that this game needed that goal. It needed Akash to score. Akash with that through ball to Ronaldo. It is ridiculously easy, and he is level on aggregate. He is 2-1 up, and boy oh boy do we have a great start to this game. 35 minutes in and 3 goals already. It is all square, and the pressure, Selvin, will be mounting on Lokman.
Well, the pressure has to be mounting, and let's give all credits out there to Akash. He was 2-0 down on aggregate, not something that he would have expected. We just spoke about unfamiliar territory, and guess what? He is back to the territory that we know he is capable of. He is back where he belongs. He's now leveled things up. And that goal was so amazing because he made it look easy. One through ball, splitting the defense. And guess what? He's in here with Neymar. Amazing defense by Lokman out there. Did not crumble under pressure because Neymar almost had a great chance to get a shot away. And that could have been 3-1. And for the first time, Akash would have taken a lead. Having said that, Neil, we do not have breathing space because this is end-to-end. Lokman is in here. It goes for a goal kick. And we finally have time to analyze what just happened.
Absolutely. I think Lokman will be very disappointed to get a goal kick there. He might have expected a corner, especially when he got Dybala up there deep in Akash's box. Right now, though, the ball is with Akash's Roberto Carlos. And Akash knows that he has to be a bit more composed right now. He has to not give up that lead. Of course, he did give up the 3-0 lead against Sagnik, and that will be very fresh in his mind. You can see that right now it's a bit cagey for Akash. He's keeping the ball with Acuna, with Sanchez. But he knows that from that position, the way he scored that last goal with the through ball, he knows another good through ball and he will be in. Selvin, talk to me of that goal. He made that through ball look so easy, but that chance comes around just once a game. How do you think he makes sure that, he can catch Lokman out once again? Because lightning doesn't strike twice, and Lokman will be very prepared for a through ball going down the center of his defense.
Well, very honestly, I think you said it perfectly. an opening like that, a chance like that is not going to come twice. And when it comes, you have to make the most of it. And I think that is a lot to do with his experience and a lot to do with the type of goals that he scored and conceded. He knows that no matter how many skills you do, the only thing that can help you in a very crucial situation is sticking to your basics, is sticking to the roots. And that's what he did. All that he needed out there was he found the space. He knew he had the right player to make the through ball, to pass it right down the center. The pass was perfect. The finish was no doubt perfect because they had Cristiano Ronaldo in that position. And I don't think Ronaldo was going to miss that. But I think it was all about the decision making and the timing of the through ball. And a player of Akash's potential, who's unfortunately been on the receiving end of those kind of goals in this tournament, this time was like, okay, you know what? I have got that chance. I'm sure Lokman is not opening up his defense this way again. I'm going to, no matter how easy it looks, I'm going to make that through ball. I'm going to make sure that it reaches Ronaldo. And once it does, it's going to end up only in the back of the net. And I took around 10 seconds to say that. But everything out there happened in less than 2 seconds, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. I think it's a thing of wonder, the way in which these guys just think about all these things on the fly and then go and score. So right now, Selvin, I want to ask you, Lokman, did show us the formations. Lokman is in 4-4-2 and so is Akash. But Akash's 4-4-2 seems to be having two central defensive midfielders. The middle two midfielders are sitting back slightly. I think it's Sanchez and Acuna. Whereas Lokman's 4-4-2 comprises of two central midfielders. There's a difference in how high up the pitch they are. Selvin, talk to me. As a former pro yourself, what goes into these decisions, whether you want CDMs or you want CMs?
Well, I'll be very honest with you. The days when I was a pro, FIFA was not so tactical. FIFA was not so much about formations or movement. It was a different game altogether. But these days, I actually feel, depending on your play style, you will have to make sure you have the right player at the right space. And if I play this game, I would prefer a CDM instead of a CM. And having said that, Ronaldo would have preferred the ball to land in the back of the net. And guess what? Oh, that's offside. I, for a moment, thought that Ronaldo has got a penalty for Lokman, which would have been a controversial and a very huge moment in the game. But coming back to your question, Neil, I am somebody who believes in my attack. But especially in FIFA 21, I have not had the best experience defense-wise, which is why I feel CDMs for me is going to be more crucial, especially to stop attacks at a lot of times.
Well, Selvin, your thoughts are similarly echoed by Saransh Jain, who told me that having the CDMs there helps out because in tight games, you don't want the control as much as you want just box protection. And having those two CDMs ensures that your box is well protected, even though it might give up some control. Of course, Lokman, we know, likes to be offensive, likes to be attacking all the time. And so I can see why he would like the CMs more. Akash, on the other hand, his first thought seems to be to ensure that the box is protected, and that's why he has gone for CDMs. Again, both these guys can cause damage with their CMs or CDMs. But Akash right now, oh my God, that is a great chance and that is a great save. Selvin, I thought that was going in. That Elastico was so beautiful.
It was so beautiful. I think everything about that build-up was amazing. And this time, I think it was Lokman who actually moved his keeper, knowing that Akash has beaten the defender and he would go and attack that far post, which is why Courtois actually went on the far side to save it. And credit where due, I am hoping it was Lokman who actually moved the keeper, because if not, Akash will be very disappointed to have not scored that and to have not taken the lead for the first time in this tie. And here he is again trying to make sure that this is the moment for him to take that lead. And let's be honest, Neil, I think this game has only one more goal. It can either be in this leg or it can be a golden goal. But I do not see two more goals in this game from this situation.
Absolutely, Selvin. You know that 99 Ronaldo is one of, if not the best finisher in this game. And when he starts missing those chances for Akash, I don't care if he's on his weaker side. It's Ronaldo. He should be scoring that. Akash will be worried that maybe his luck has run out. Maybe the finishing charm that he had all this tournament has worn off in this game. Right now, though, I echo your thoughts. I don't think there's going to be more than one goal in this. And I still think Lokman, with his years and years of experience, will get that one goal. What do you think, Selvin?
Well, if you're gonna ask me a question based on form, based on experience, based on consistency, I think everyone is gonna choose Lokmanu. But I think as a fan, everyone would like to see the underdog, which in this case is Akash, to score that goal, especially after scoring two back-to-back after being 2-0 down in this leg. But if I had to choose one, obviously I would go for Lokmanu as well, because he's been in such situations before. He was in a situation like this against Saransh as well, and he managed to come out of it, as his Neymar almost managed to come out of all the defenders. And unfortunately for him, he could not get the shot away. But Akash, with almost less than 10 minutes in game time left, has possibly another attack to try and open Lokmanu's defense up and maybe, just maybe, score the killer goal. But he's given the ball away in a very unusual situation. Verratti is passing it to Acuna, who gives it to Cristiano Ronaldo. Edge of the box, Akash has time to regroup. And Neil, I have a feeling one of us is going to have a heart attack at the end of this game for sure, because there's something unexpected coming up for us.
Absolutely, Selvin. You're spot on. Right now, though, I think Neymar, who has the ball with Lokmanu, really should have done better in that chance. I think Lokmanu did overplay it. With Ronaldo right now, he's trying to create that space, but you can see the CDMs for Akash are set on the edge of the box, and it will require something very good from Lokmanu to score. And he seems to be getting that angle. He is with Ronaldo. He's teasing that defender. The defender, to his credit, Akash is keeping his discipline. He's keeping his space. Lokmanu back with Neymar, that dangerous Neymar who did so well against so many opponents, including Saransh, gives it to Acuna, but Llorente has snipped it off his feet. Selvin, tell me about that last chance which Neymar missed. Do you think he overplayed it there?
Well, I felt the same thing, but then at the end of the day, it comes down to those decision-making chances that you have in a split second. And it also comes down to a fact that he's seen Akash defend throughout the game. So he's anticipating, okay, Akash is going to go on the left side or maybe on the right side, which is why I'm going to try and go on the other side. And if you notice, Neil, that's something that worked for him when he scored the first goal. He knew Akash is going to throw body forward towards the near post, which is why he went to the far post and left everyone doubting. Having said that, the second leg is over. We do not have a winner because after two legs, the game ends 2-2. Lokmanu 2, Akash 2, and Neil. Familiar territory for both of us. We're going to go down to golden goal once again. Familiar territory for Lokmanu because he is going to go down to golden goal once again. But let's be honest, a lot of us would have not thought about this. Credits to Akash for making that comeback. It's one goal away from deciding the winner, and I have a feeling this is going to be very heartbreaking for one of them, because going out of the tournament as big as Josh App presents Esports PMS Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks via a golden goal or penalties is going to hurt real bad for the rest of your career.
Absolutely, Selvin, especially for Akash, who is at such a nascent stage in his career. This has been a great experience, but he would hate to lose like this because he's done so well, not just against Lokmanu, but also against Sagnik, also against Akshat. He's done so well, and to lose on golden goal, it will be heartbreaking. Lokmanu, like you said, been here, done this 100 times before, so he knows what needs to be done. Of course, he knew what needed to be done against Akash over two legs, and Akash did hold him to 2-2 draw. So we don't know yet for sure whether Lokmanu can do it. Right now, though, Selvin, I just want to say Lokmanu is defending in that 90th minute situation where Akash did have the ball and he did have that attack, that last attack, which everyone wants so badly because they know that scoring from there just magically seems to be that much easier. I think that was masterfully defended by Lokmanu. And what do you think about that? Like, is this something that is teachable, or is this something that just comes from years and years of FIFA experience? When to press that hard and when to back off just a bit?
Well, I think it actually comes down to experience, and it also comes down to learning from your friends, learning from tutorials that you have, and being in those scenarios. Because I think the best way to learn is when you concede a goal in that scenario is when you know, okay, this is something I did wrong, and your mentality has to be, okay, I did it wrong today. I'm going to go and find out how to do it right and make sure that I do not commit the same mistake again. And with time, I think once you are in those scenarios, you get to understand, you tend to realize, okay, this is how my player has to move. This is how my opponent is going to move. And that's something very important. My advice to everyone, okay, who plays FIFA, like, competitively or even casually with an aim of, making it big in the FIFA scene is always make sure that you have scenarios ready when it comes to FIFA. You have to understand that, your next move has to be the right move, and you have to think about it quicker than your opponent, because that's when you have the edge. Before you make the final pass, you need to realize, okay, as soon as Mbappe, for example, gets the ball, I'm going to maybe do a first time fake shot, I'm going to do an elastico and create space. And before the defender can think about it, you are already in the space and the ball is already in the back of the net. And that's how it should be, which is going to come if you understand at times that you're wrong and there is scope for improvement, if you upgrade with time, if you keep up with the pace of the game, and if you obviously practice a lot.
Absolutely, Selvan. I think that's spot on. Again, FIFA at that level is like chess on steroids. It's just moving so fast, but still, you have to be able to just, remove yourself from the situation and think about your next move. And now, for these guys, it is pretty simple because now it is golden goal. You don't have to think too much. Just be in the moment, be ever present, be focused. I think both of them will have watched Sagnik versus Aditya Chadha yesterday, where we had a 120-minute golden goal session. I have never seen that before in a tournament. I don't think I'll ever see it again.
Same.
But one thing they can take away from that is the focus that both of them kept. There was no defensive errors, and it was basically just two unmovable objects just throwing themselves at each other, and no one was willing to give. Right now, Selvin, again, before we get into the game, I'm going to ask you the question that everyone knows I'm going to ask you. Who's going to win? Just give me one word.
Okay, since looking at how things are going, I have a feeling Lokmanu takes the first goal only because he defeated Saransh via golden goal as well, and only because I feel he has been in this territory before. Akash may be feeling the pressure of a golden goal, and at this time he has a lot of memories flashing back for him, especially that game versus Sagnik where he lost right at the end, and Lokmanu is going to try something. I think he's giving the ball away just to make sure that it's fair and that there is no kickoff glitch that happens to any of these players, which is some commendable sportsmanship by him. Neil, if you had to choose a winner, who would that be?
Well, I want Lokman to win, but Selvin, it is just a numbers game. It is a coin toss when it comes to golden goal, and I feel like Lokman used up all his fortune when he got the win against Saransh. I feel that Akash has been very unlucky, especially in that game against Sagnik, and I feel like right now he will get the golden goal. Of course, that is a bold prediction, but again, I just have a feeling that it's going to be Akash based on the momentum wherein he got that 2-1 win in that last game. Remember, Selvin, the last two goals of this tie have been scored by Akash, and if there is a third to be scored with the aggregate score of 2-2 I think it's going to be Akash.
Well, absolutely. I don't think I can disagree with what you've said. And Akash has deserved to be here, and he has taken a shot. And if you would have scored with that Dembele, I think Akash would have messaged you first and told you this is the reason why I have put Dembele in the squad, after you questioning his choice of putting Dembele in the squad. But having said that, the golden goal rule still remains. We still do not have a goal 10 minutes played. By this time, in the last game between Lokmanu and Saransh, which went down to golden goal, Lokmanu did score the golden goal in a very convincing fashion. And here he is in again, Neymar Jr. in the box. This is going to be testing times for Akash, and he passes the test with conviction because he has got the ball back and he has some time to regroup. Neil, I don't think we have a lot of time to regroup because this game is going to be entertaining and there's going to be a lot of drama here.
Exactly, Selvin. And I'm glad you mentioned that last game between Lokmanu and Saransh, where Lokmanu seemingly scored from his first attack and Saransh could barely even get to Lokmanu's box. Lokmanu would have been feeling a very strange sense of deja vu if that would have happened right now, with Akash almost scoring with that Dembele. And you know what? He might still make me swallow my words where I question Dembele. Right now, though, Lokmanu knows the importance of keeping the ball. He has gotten behind into that channel with Atal with the heel-to-heel. Roberto Carlos is just too strong for Atal, gets the ball off. But again, Dembele is too weak for Cuadrado. And maybe, you know what, Selvin? I did have a point when I said he shouldn't be here.
Well, actually, and if Lokmanu can go on and score with this attack, I think you are the one who should message Akash and tell him, why you lost this game. It is because you chose Dembele over some other player in this game. But the game is still not over. But Neymar Jr. now is in a very dangerous position. We all know he can take a shot from there. And this is very risky, isn't it? When Neymar Jr. is rushing in, Akash must be thinking, you know what? I need to get the ball away. but I have to make sure that I do not concede a penalty, especially during a golden goal scenario.
Absolutely, Selvin. There, he looked very likely to either concede a goal or a penalty, and it's a big credit to how good he is at FIFA that he got away from that situation unscathed. Now he's going back up the other end, gives it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, of course, such a deadly player for him. Akash, with his Neymar, tries to go for that reverse elastico. That Eder Militao card has been massive for Lokman Selvin. He has done so well. Do you think he's been one of the best defenders we've seen in this tournament?
I am not going to lie, but I think when it comes to Lokmanu's games, when it comes to Akash's game, we've seen a lot of great defensive displays. And Militao, for sure, has had a lot of clutch moments along with Sergio Ramos. But if I had to give somebody, who's been the defender of this tournament, I think it's going to be Ramos, because not just of his defensive abilities and the blocks that he's provided, but also because he scored a lot of penalties. I mean, I think that is one thing which is going to remain in my head, because Ramos has bailed out Akash as well. And I think Sergio Ramos for Akash is going to be the most clutch defender in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. When you take into account the whole package of a player's influence on a game, just like in real life, in this FIFA 21, Ramos has been crucial. The headers he scores from corners, and like you said, the penalties. Oh my God, there are so many games in which I've seen Ramos score. I think in the years to come, when people think about this FIFA, I think one of the defining memories will be the Ramos card, the end of an era Ramos card that was such a monster defensively, but also so clutch when it comes to converting penalties. Right now, though, Ramos has his hands full with Neymar, and just look at him, just backing up my words with that clean tackle. There's no hint of a foul there, and Lokman, thanks to that Ramos tackle, is going up the field with a towel, taking on Roberto Carlos. Can he stop him? He can't. He gives it to Verratti. Verratti gives it to Acuna. Selvin, I think we're going to see a shot here. Acuna with the ball, gets dispossessed, but again, manages to keep it, gives it back to Verratti. Verratti, of course, so good in midfield. Ronaldo so good in attack with that directional nutmeg, stopped by Militao, and now it is up to Akash to break.
Well, incredible scenes. Lokmanu and Akash cancelling each other out from attack to defense. Everything is going right for both of them right now. The only thing that's not going right is none of them have been able to convert their chances, and it's been a game of few chances. And Neymar Jr. went to take it first time, but I have a feeling he should, maybe just should, have taken a fake shot or something. But I think he went for the element of surprise, went to take that risk, hoping that Lokmanu could be caught off guard. But luckily for Lokmanu, his Courtois was up to it, and he made the save in the decisive golden goal. The danger is not yet cleared. Ronaldo is in here, and that is going to be that, because Akash has eliminated Lokmanu with that golden goal. And Cristiano Ronaldo, out of all people, Lokmanu's favorite player in the game, Lokmanu's favorite player in real life, has scored the golden goal against Lokmanu, which brings us to the end of the game, Neil. At the end of the game, it becomes Akash 3 after golden goal, Lokmanu 2. Congratulations, Akash. You move into the next round of this game. And Lokmanu, despite all our predictions, unfortunately has been eliminated from this tournament after the golden goal. And Akash's fairy tale continues.
I am heartbroken for Lokman to concede in that fashion. I don't know what to say. Selvin, when he took that last shot with Neymar, you said, he's trying to surprise Lokman. I thought there was an element of desperation there, wherein he knew that if he went for the conventional stop skill, elastic or croqueta or something, Lokman would stop him. So that's why he went for that shot, and the keeper, of course, was going to save it. But then, from the ensuing corner, such a well-worked sequence, gets to Ronaldo on the edge of the box, takes that directional nutmeg, that touch, and then, again, he has the presence of mind to do the ball roll. That ball roll is the difference between that shot going for a corner and that shot nestling into the top corner. Lokman, I am so sorry. Akash, the world is yours at this moment. You have just knocked out the premier professional player in Indian FIFA esports. Kudos, respect, well done, and I can't wait to see how far you go in this tournament. This is the Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 Online Qualifier 2. The winner gets to go on to the main LAN event and face CJ. This is powered by LG. Selvin. What a game we have just witnessed.
Well, what a game indeed. I think we need a lot of time to process what has just happened. But congratulations, Akash. I mean, I don't think a lot of people would have bet against you scoring the golden goal, considering that you've been that you were the one who had scored 2 goals already. And he goes on to the next round. The fairy tale continues. We were discussing about this yesterday, Neil. The win against Akshat, of course, would have given that confidence to Akash, which was much needed going into the next round of the lower bracket. And on the other hand, Lokmani would have been like, I am not feeling that confident after losing 7-1 to Naveen, which was certainly a hammer blow in his confidence. And I think that showed today. Akash came out all guns blazing, lost the first leg, but showed a lot of character to make it 2-2 after being 2 goals down and then win it on golden goal. What a game that was. But I think, Neil, we're going to discuss more about it. But before that, I think you will agree, I'll agree, everyone will agree. We all need a small break. So we are going to go into a small break. Going to get back very soon. Do not go away. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
Welcome back, everyone, to Josha Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. My name is Selvin. Alongside with me this time, I have Lokmanu Chaturvedi, who has just had the heartbreaking loss, unfortunately. But then big credits to him. It's not easy to do what he's doing right now. He's back here just for us to make sure that the show must go on, to make sure that the entertainment does not stop. Lokmanu, hard luck about what happened. I am not going to ask you anything about the game. We're not going to talk anything about the game right now. We are quickly going to go on to the next game, which is between Saransh and Aditya Chadha. And Lokmanu, I'm sure you're going to come back stronger in the next season and going to have a lot more championships, a lot more tournament victories. But let's focus on Saransh and Aditya Chadha right now. Again, a lot on the line. Both these players know one fatal mistake and they'll be eliminated from Josha Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. It's a blockbuster clash. Saransh has already played a game. He won it 8-4. And now, does he have what it takes to eliminate or to defeat Aditya Chadha if he is on his A game?
First of all, Selvin, thank you so much for the warm welcome as always. It's amazing to be here as a caster. I mean, obviously, it was a very draining match, as you can see on my face, but I'm here because I want to experience one of the best matches that we will be seeing. And we have been seeing this in the Indian FIFA scene for a long time now. The heavyweights going up against each other and so many new players coming in, just like you saw with Akash playing so well, keeping his composure. So that's the case with Saransh and Aditya Chadha as well. When you see both of these going up against each other, you see Aditya Chadha sitting as the second highest Indian in the FIFA Global Series rankings. Saransh at a level where he could have been in the Global Series, but his ranking is not. It's 35 in the Global Series rankings in the West Asia region, but that shows he was one match away, Selvin, from making it to the top 8 broadcast of the last qualifier. That could have changed it completely, could have even made playoffs. That speaks volumes about the credibility of this player. And he has been, I think, a 5 or 6 time national champion. So I started off from his biggest achievement, and then moving on to his second. But let's just have a quick look at the fixtures, and Selwyn, we will talk about Saransh's achievements that we've seen in the past. So these are the fixtures. That's how it looks like. We see Aditya Chadda versus Sagnik Banerjee. We did see that match yesterday. What a fantastic game that was. Sagnik deservingly in the upper bracket finals. Then Naveen, of course, beating me in that case, deservingly so, and meeting Sagnik there. But in the lower bracket, we've seen some amazing matches. Akash beating Akshat, moving on to playing against me, and then now he's moved on to the lower bracket semi-finals, whereas Saransh beat Somak 8-4, and then moved on. Now is moving on to playing Aditya Chadda. So I think Selwyn, the best case scenario in this for Saransh is to be able to beat someone like Aditya Chadda, which is going to give him so much of a boost going into the next game. And as we saw in today's fixture, Saransh did beat Somak 8-4. Akash narrowly edging against past me in a golden goal, which is always a cagey affair. Anyone can win, and it's fantastic for the viewers. But now Aditya Chadda versus Saranjan. Selvin, do you think this game can go into a golden goal? I will ask you for your prediction before we start off with the game. But what is going to be the case? Do you think we'll be seeing a golden goal in such a tight affair?
Well, look, Manu, I think you've said everything correctly about Saransh and Aditya going into the game, talking about, their rankings in the global series. And this game, of course, both these players are so good at what they do. Possibly two of the top 5 players in this country right now. They both are going to be separated via very fine margin. So as much as I hate to say this, I have a feeling this is going to go down to golden goal. And I have a feeling this is possibly going to be the game of the tournament. We've had some cracking games already in this tournament. The game between you and Saransh, for example, went down to the wire. It came down to the golden goal. And I have a feeling this game, as much as we are hyping it up, is going to live up to the potential. I mean, it's the latter stages of this tournament. And these two players who have that CV that they can boast, Saransh, of course, a 5 times national champion, Aditya Chadda, who won a national championship recently, are going to be head-to-head. And talking about being head-to-head, Lokmanu, we are starting this game right away. Saransh kicking us off in the white kit. I think that's the Argentina kit with his team name Curry Munchers, with the Aditya Chadda in his preferred black kit. Lokmani, what are your predictions for this game?
I mean, it's fantastic to see how both the players are squaring off against each other, because the one thing that we'll be seeing in this game is a contrast to the game I played in the last fixture, because everybody has a different play style, right? And with Saransh and Aditya Chadda being so aggressive, both of them just pressing and pressing like crazy, you will be seeing that sort of a momentum in this game. Both the players will be at it in a way that is just all going to be about pressing the opponent. You can see the high line that Aditya Chadda is playing. This is the 7 depth we always talk about. Brilliant pass from Saransh to Hullet. Of course, Hullet gets the ball in a very difficult position to convert from, but just falling in his feet, and that gets Saransh Jain the first goal. It is so heartbreaking to concede a goal like this, Selvin. We all have been there, especially me, when you're just about to clear the ball, but your opponent snatches it away inside the box. And he has done that. Curry Munchers 1-0 up against Aditya Chadda. What a fantastic game this promises to be.
Absolutely. And what a goal that was. I think a lot of people would have expected Ruud Hullet not getting a ball in that situation, but not Saransh. He made the most of the player that was there in that situation. Well taken goal, calm and composed. Just to remind you all, Saransh has already played a game today, and he's playing against Aditya. So this is going to be a test of masterclass. This is going to be a test of tactics. This is going to be a test of patience, a test of everything. And Saransh right now looks to be ready for the test, because he almost scored another goal to make it 2-0. But Aditya right now on the counter. Lokman, you both of us are going to have a tough time casting this one, because this is going to be end-to-end.
It definitely is going to be end-to-end. With that being said, a lot of space given to Mbappe in a very good position. Has the chance to convert that chance. He goes far post. Kylian Mbappe with his left foot this time. What a fantastic goal that is. Saransh Jain 2-0 up against Aditya Chadda. It was a case where I did say at the start of this game, this will be pretty end-to-end, quite an open affair where you won't be seeing a lot of defenders right outside the box to be able to defend. It's just going to be pressing each other and find those spaces. Aditya Chadda with lots of space given to that Mbappe. He is, in fact, the fastest player in this world in real life football as well, and definitely in FIFA as well. Aditya Chadda, Neymar Jr. tries to do a La Croqueta. Well defended by Saransh. Selvin, this promises to be a cracker, and you will be seeing so many goals. I think my prediction, I should have asked you this before, but it definitely feels like it's sort of going to be 8-6 to Saransh Jain on total of aggregate.
Well, 8-6 is a pretty bold prediction. But coming back to the goal, I think, Lokmanu, that through ball that led to the goal was inch perfect. I think Saransh would have not asked for a better opportunity, but goes on to show how amazing this game is with regards to two professionals playing only to attack. And I have a feeling my prediction is going to be 7-6 now in the favor of Saransh, because he's already taken a 2-goal lead. But I do see Aditya Chadha making a comeback at some point in this game, if not getting 2 goals back, but at least reducing the deficit a little, because he's certainly capable of that. Having said that, Saransh is the one who's come out and he's looking like a different player, like the champion Saransh we know, and he almost got the 3rd goal with Cristiano Ronaldo in that position. But luckily for Aditya, the ball has gone out and he could not beat the post.
Of course, I mean, you see the way Saransh is playing is just fantastic, really, isn't it? That he's playing those through balls, he's confident, he's pressing Aditya Chadha right till the wire. I mean, we've never seen Aditya Chadha being so pressed by any opponent in the past, because he's the one doing that usually. He's the one that is constantly on top of the defense of the opponent. But in this case, Saransh, look at him. Even the number of bodies that are there for Aditya Chadha are not able to contain Saransh's attack. He is getting those pockets of spaces. Hullet in a very good position, twisting and turning, still has the ball with Renato Sanchez, now rotates it like a professional that he is. He had the chance to make it 3-0 from Ronaldo, but just narrowly missing out. He does get a very good opportunity right now, Selvin, with these kind of attacks to be able to make it 3-0 and basically finish the tie, because it gets very difficult to come back from a 3-0 lead, especially when the stakes are so high. What do you think? If Saransh makes it 3-0, do you think there's a possibility of a comeback?
Well, Lokmanu, let's be honest, when it comes to Aditya Chadha, when it comes to Saransh Jain, when it comes to Lokmanu Chaturvedi, there is always a possibility of a comeback, and no matter who they play against, they can always find a way through. I think Sagnik showed that versus Aditya Chadha yesterday, and I am pretty sure Aditya Chadha can show that against Saransh today. But knowing a player of Saransh's caliber who can see out games pretty well, I would not be surprised if Aditya struggles to find a lot of space. But right now, he's in a very good space. And guess what, Lokmanu? It's already 2-1. Cristiano Ronaldo getting that rebound right in front of goal with the keeper on his knees. Not something you want to see if you're in Saransh's camp right now, because it's 2-1 to Saransh. But the most important goal of this game, the 3rd goal, has now been scored by Aditya Chadha. And I think momentum is now in Aditya's favor.
It's fantastic, isn't it, that you see this game? It's basically funny, isn't it, Selvin, that you saw Hullet winning the ball in that position. I mean, obviously, to the much anger of Aditya Chadha, to be able to see his defenders not being able to stop that Hullet, getting the ball in a very bad position when it comes to being a defender for Aditya Chadha. Exactly the same happened for Saransh on the other hand. I mean, he must be gutted to concede that, because his defenders were nowhere. His goalkeeper messed that ball up. He could have easily caught that or just cleared it away. But Aditya Chadha could go with the last chance of this half, just not enough to beat the manual pressing of Saransh. I personally feel, because Selvin, I did play against Saransh in this game in the quarterfinals of the upper bracket, where I narrowly edged past him. I did say it after the game, and I've always said this. He's got the best manual pressing in India. It's very difficult to beat, and he's exactly doing that to Aditya Chadha. First half over, 2-1, he leads. But you see the shots to goal ratio. I mean, it's to compare to Aditya Chadha, it basically shows that Saransh is going to end up scoring 4 or 5 goals.
Well, I am not going to disagree with that, because the shots to goal ratio right now does go in Saransh's favor. And I will not be surprised to see this game itself, the first leg ending with a scoreline of, let's say, 4-3 or maybe 5-4 or maybe 5-3 to one of them. But I think the next goal in this game, Lokmanu, you know how crucial this is going to be, because if Aditya scores that goal, he is going to be in pole position to take a lead in this game for the first time. Whereas if Saransh scores it, I think Aditya is going to feel the pressure, and he's going to feel, a lot of things that could have gone wrong for me in this tournament are actually, is actually going wrong, because it happened against Sagnik and it can happen against Saransh too.
No, absolutely. I think there is a possibility of Aditya Chadha getting the equalizer and then Saransh playing under a lot of pressure. But could that be the case? Because Neymar has a chance. What a fantastic block that is from Sergio Ramos. One of those days where you see at Sergio Ramos at his prime days at Real Madrid. But will it be enough? Theo Hernandez, what a fantastic tackle. That's a life-saving tackle, to be honest. What right at the death, Selvin. I think that is one of the best tackles we will be seeing in this tournament, because had that gone in, Saranch would have had a 2-goal lead. With that being said, Aditya Chadha tries to attack. Luis Nani plays it back to Marcus Acuna. Plays it to Verratti. What a fantastic combination these two make. I personally play that midfield, Selvin, and these two guys are fantastic. But what do you got to say, Selvin, about the pressure that both of these guys are putting on each other? I mean, it must be so difficult because you have been a player yourself back in the days. Do you think the game was this fast as it is right now?
Well, let's be honest, talking about pressure, I think the game was very fast previously, but now you have so many tactics that you can apply that, you can maybe come up the pressure, but we'll talk about it later, because Mbappe was in there, and it is not a goal for a change, because I was 100% sure that Mbappe is going to make it 3-1 to Saranch, and is that going to come to haunt him later on, because you cannot miss a chance like that in front of a player like Adi Chadha, but Saranch still has the attack with him. He's rotated the ball really well. Now with Bruno Fernandes inside the box, gives it back to Sanchez. He's going to try everything now with Hullet at the edge of the box to Neymar Jr. We are sure going to be seeing a heel to heel. We do see that. I think now I can predict it, but Aditya has given it back to Hullet. Now with Neymar, who's twisting and turning, and he wins a penalty. Lokmanu, I was sure we're going to see a penalty today, and now we've seen it from Saranch, who's going to give it to who else but Bruno Fernandes, and who is going to convert for Saranch to make it 3-1. What a moment in this game.
Incredible, isn't it, that you see the number of skills that Saranch pulled off inside the box, Selvin, the composure. He did get the ball, a cheap mistake from Adi Chadha there. He shouldn't have given the ball away, just like he did, I think, in the previous instance. He was a bit unlucky when he conceded that first goal. But when it came to this one, I think it was Adi Chadha's fault to be able to give Saranch so much of space inside the box. Saranch doing a fake stop with Hullet, twisting and turning inside the box, then just having a one-on-one with the defender. Selvin, we have seen this so many times. If you isolate the defender 1v1, it's very difficult to predict for your opponent where you're going to go. It's a guessing game really for you, and it puts you in a very difficult position, because Saranch doing that elastico in the best way possible, and who else to finish it off but Bruno Fernandes, should I say. As a United fans, I don't think so we should be saying that, Selvin, but I think that he's been called that way too many times, and I did want to mention this because he never misses a penalty. Adi Chadha does have the ball in a very good position. Di Maria tries to do a couple of skills. Beautiful 3-touch spin there. Plays it back to Marcelo. If he can get this one goal back, it will give him a lot of confidence going into the second leg to be able to just be one goal behind. Ronaldo tries to keep the ball against Hullet. Acuna, this is fantastic to see. The build-up play has been phenomenal from Adi Chadha. Plays it to Cristiano Ronaldo, heel to heel, takes a shot. Great save by Oblak there near post. What a game this has been, Selvin.
What a game indeed. And I think this is what we like to see, isn't it, when it comes to Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. We live for these moments. We live for those goals. We live for those chances, those skill moves. And talking about the penalty, Lokmanu, I was like, I'm just hoping he gives it to Bruno Fernandes, which is why I was very excited and very surprised as soon as he switched to Fernandes. And I think when Bruno Fernandes stepped up for the penalty, as you see in real life, there could only be one winner. And you and me, as United fans, know it was going to be Bruno Fernandes. And Aditya Chadha, of course, has in mind to be the winner of this game. But for that, he has to now score at least 2 goals to maybe force this game into extra time. And Saranch, on the other hand, has no intention of stopping. Less than 10 in-game minutes left. That is a great tackle by Aditya, but he's given the ball cheaply once again to Neymar Jr. out of all people who won the penalty. Bruno Fernandes, who converted the penalty, Hullet, who scored the first goal, and who may actually score the goal again. Wow, Lokmanu, this is end-to-end stuff.
It is indeed, and you see the difference of the body type of Hullet and Verratti there. I mean, it was funny to see because it almost looked like those cartoon characters we used to see back in the days, Selvin, where there was like a monster going up against this this little cartoon character. I mean, it's really funny to see the difference in physicality between these two, because for Verratti to be able to stop that Hullet, it's just getting really difficult. Adi Chadda has to figure out a way, and he's not able to do so. Right when I was about to say that it's difficult for Adi Chadda to stop those players going forward for Saranj, Saranj has just become absolutely ruthless. Again, look at that. The difference is physicality. Hullet absolutely hammering Verratti there. What a fantastic goal that was. Straight pass right into the feet of Cristiano Ronaldo. Team of the year will not miss from there. Adi Chadda finds himself 4-1 down, Selvin.
Well, I cannot really believe what's happening in front of me. Aditya Chadda has been in this situation against Sagnik where he was 4-1 down after the second leg. But this time the difference is that he is 4-1 down against Saranj. At the end of the first leg, Saranj had a game plan in mind, and I think he has executed it perfectly. If you are from Aditya's camp, I think one good thing is that he has scored a goal and has created some chances in this one, which actually will give him hope that he can certainly make the most of it and go ahead and maybe score some goals against Saranj. But Lokmani, we both know Saranj and his capabilities when it comes to scoring goals and when it comes to defending, as he showed in this game. And it did look like something was not right for Aditya, or maybe Saranj just had the better game plan.
Absolutely. I think Saranj has been in top form as we see. I think it kind of made him realize what his real potential is. I have spoken to Saranj so many times. I think he's not been consistently playing FIFA 21 in the recent times because of the new game coming out, and we as pro players, including myself, we try and take a break. Even I'm not at my best, to be honest, which is why I was struggling a lot in the game. Saranj actually went through that when he was playing against me, and you were casting that game, Selvin, alongside Neil. You could see Saranj missing out all those things that he's doing right now. It's all because now that he knows that he lost in the winners bracket, he has to practice. He took these 2-3 days to understand, to get his regroup, get his game back together, and now he's actually showing his true gameplay. And going up against Aditya Chadda, to be honest, it's not easy to be able to contain that pressure. Yes, Adi Chadda does give you a lot of space in his defense, Selvin, but to be able to capitalize that is easier said than done, to be honest, because a player like Saranj, on the other hand, presses you so much, Selvin, so much as we've seen for the likes of Somak in the first game. It just gets very difficult. So Saranj has actually taken his game from this level to this level within the span of 2 days. It's incredible, really, how a professional like him, and in my opinion, and a lot of people will agree to me, including me, I think, that he is definitely amongst the top two, like top two or top three players in the last 2-3 years, maybe four.
Absolutely. I think he's been the most consistent player if you're talking about, from FIFA 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think especially FIFA 18 was a time where I think he was unbeatable, where everywhere he used to go, he had a lot of, domination that was happening. But this is FIFA 21, a different game. And as you said, in the last 2 days, he's taken his game to a different level. And even I was surprised to see him do this today to Aditya Chadda and to Somak, of course. And believe me, these players that he's playing against are top quality players. I mean, you know it yourself. You've played against these players so many times. And you have to give credits to Saranj for doing that so well. And I think he is not done yet. He is a player who would not stop after being 3 goals up. He's not going to be sitting back and thinking, you know what, I don't want to score more goals. I'll just sit back and defend. He is still going to try and score those goals. And I have a feeling Aditya has to play the best FIFA game of his entire career if he wants to stay alive in Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. Even a 9.9 out of 10 is not going to work right now.
Absolutely. I think this is one thing that you said. Everyone watching this game, all the admirers of Saranj, all the followers of Saranj, they must be thinking that he's done his job of scoring 4 past Adi Chadda. But the job is half done, Selvin. You have to keep going. You have to keep scoring more goals if you know that you have to secure your place in the loser bracket semi-finals, which is going to be a difficult task considering Adi Chadda has been in this position so many times where he has been down by 3 goals, especially against Sarknik last time, and he did make a comeback. That could be a possibility. So you rightly said about Saran scoring 3 goals. A few more goals to be able to stop that comeback, because if he doesn't do that, it's just going to get very difficult. And with that being said, I think we're just kicking off in the next 20 seconds, 25 seconds. And it promises to be a cracker because both these players, Selvin, imagine not having one of these players at the LAN finale, Saransh Jain or Aditya Chadda. Let that sink in. Both of these players have been absolutely phenomenal in this season, especially in FIFA 21. And one of them will be out. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic to see who makes it, because Saransh right now has the edge over the second highest ranked player in the country, in India, according to the FIFA Global Series rankings, in Adi Chadda. That being said, Adi Chadda playing from left to right in the white kit this time, whereas Saransh Jain is playing in that blue kit from right to left. Selvin, your prediction for this game?
Well, I am in a very tough situation right now if you ask me about predictions, because Saransh did something that nobody expected of him, but I still have a feeling that whoever scores the first goal in this game is going to get this one. But I do feel Saransh is going to edge this by at least a goal.
Fantastic. So that makes it basically 5-1 to Saransh if you're saying a 1-0 lead, right? 1-0 game.
Yeah.
That's
No,
gonna
I
be
mean, I'm sorry. I mean, whoever scores the first goal is going to take this tie. I mean, let's say if Aditya scores the first one, I have a feeling he'll go on to score 4 more. But for some reason, after a 4-1 lead versus Aditya, I don't think Saransh is going to concede more than 3 goals in this leg. But as we said, it's a game of FIFA. If Sarknik can do it against Aditya, Aditya can do it against Saransh, and that's certainly possible.
Absolutely, indeed. I think to be able to say that Adi can score 4 goals is not something that we have to, because look at those skills. I mean, max composure there from Saransh Jain to not be baited by the amazing skills of Adi Chadda right outside the box. I mean, it's so difficult the way these players move. For pro players like Saransh, like Adi Chadda, Sarknik, all the pros playing in this tournament. I mean, look at Naveen, in fact. I mean, you see the left stick dribbling of all these players. It's just phenomenal, really. And you have to be at the top of your game to be able to stop that, because one mistake will cost you an entire game. Even in my case, Selvin, I was 2-0 up in my last game, and then I gave that lead away. Imagine if Saransh does the same thing. If he lets in a couple of goals, that is just basically going to give Adi Chadda so much of confidence, and he's going to have his way right back into this game.
Well, absolutely. I think it's going to be a lot about confidence and a lot about momentum, because let's face it, these two players are not going to make it easy for each other, because you know what's on the line here. One of them is going to get eliminated, and the other is going to go on to advance in this tournament and possibly regain that much needed confidence going into the next round. And right now we've had no goals so far, but Saransh certainly wants to change that. He's given the ball to Hullet, who gives it to Mbappe, who has a lot of space, who's twisting, turning, but that is some quality defending by Aditya Chadda, but the clearance is not of the highest quality, which is why Neymar Jr. is in again with the ball, gives it to Ronaldo, to Sanchez. Danger clear for now. Wow, what a game, Lokmanu.
What a fantastic game indeed. Look at the composure of Saransh. Has that chance to make it 5-1 on aggregate, but fantastic defending by the defender in that position. But Adi Chadda is not able to clear his lines. What a beautiful pass that is. First time shot from nobody else but Neymar Jr. on that 5-star weak foot. Selvin, like you had mentioned, the first goal wins in this match, and it is exactly the case that has been Crusher right now, which is Adi Chadda. You can see on the screens, is down by 5-1. Who would have thought such a scoreline? Because the last time the scoreline happened, Selvin, between these two, I don't even remember when that was. And Adi Chadda, a player like of his quality, is down by 5 goals. Saransh has another chance, plays it to Cristiano Ronaldo, does an elastico. What a beautiful player this is. Saransh Jain at the best. Adi Chadda just quits the game.
Oh no, it looks like something has gone wrong in the game, but regardless, Saransh has scored 2 goals in the second leg, which makes it 7-1. Oh, sorry, 6-1 to him on aggregate. Looks like some technical difficulty for either Aditya or Saransh, but we will get back on and see what has just happened. But right now, as you can see on your screen, we will get a confirmation. So we're sorry that you have to hold on for a while, and we did not know what really happened in Lokmanu. But in the meantime, we get an update. Talk to us about that second goal. What a goal that was, especially with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wow. I mean, I'm just getting the update from the. I'm
Well,
just getting
Lokmanu, I
an
think
update
it's
from the
yeah.
backend team that Aditya Chadda has forfeited the game because he has been battered by Saransh Jain. When have you seen this last happening between two pro players? Saransh, absolutely phenomenal. I think the loss that he took in the winners bracket did not go well with him, Selvin. He has come back with a bang. If I was Akash Ash, Selvin, I'm not kidding. The game that I had with Akash Ash in the last one, it was a golden goal. Could have gone other way. If I would have won that fixture, I would be very worried seeing that Saransh Jain in front of me. And now Akash is in that position. If he is watching this game, he knows what he is facing in the next round, because a man like Saransh Jain, a proper bulldozer, is coming your way. How are you going to escape it? That last goal has to go down as one of the most amazing goals that I have seen. The composure in that, he could have just taken it on his right foot. He didn't do that. Just does an elastico, opens the space for him. And Adi Chadda rage quits. I mean, this is something that we see a lot in the weekend league, Selvin, but not in a tournament game. Incredible, isn't it, Selvin?
Well, indeed, it is incredible. But I think just to make sure that everyone knows, Aditya Chadda, unfortunately, has been unwell for a long time. And let's be honest, I think he would have thought, okay, there's no way I can beat Saransh right now when he's up by 5 goals with nothing going my way. And it's better to rest rather than, to go on in this game and concede more goals and put pressure on himself. But we all know how good a player Aditya Chadda is, and we all know how good a player Saransh Jain is. He's just proven that because he is now in the lower bracket semi-final with Akash, who unfortunately the man with me casting alongside me was the victim of Akash, of course, who is there in the lower bracket semi-finals along with Saransh Jain. And as Lokmanu said, if I am Akash right now, I am feeling the pressure because nobody, absolutely nobody, not just in India, but maybe in the world, wants to face a Saransh Jain who is on the top of his game, isn't it?
It is indeed. I mean, when I say that Saransh Jain is one of the most consistent players and one of the most dangerous players I've played against, for me, Selvin, I've been in the scene for a long time now, and I'm telling you, the guys that I've played against, it's always a close affair. But with Saransh and the likes of Charanjot, example, these guys are the epitome of talent, the epitome of being ruthless. You see players like him, Saransh, you see players like Charanjot, you see players like Sagnik, you even see players like Aditya Chadda. You see the skills they have on them is just absolutely phenomenal. But having said that, massive congratulations to Saransh Jain for winning that game, making Adi Chadda rage quit, which is not something that I think now that you've said he's been a bit unwell, that could come into play, that Adi has not been at the best of his game. But with that being said, let's just have a quick look at the recap of today's games. Saransh Jain beating Somak Ghosh 8-4 on aggregate. Absolute bulldozer, Selvin there. And we were talking about 8-6 on aggregate for Adi Chadda. But look at him, 6-1 and making Adi Chadda rage quit, which is phenomenal really. Akash edging past Lokmanu. That is me, by the way. It's just feels really weird, Selvin. I think I'll probably let you talk about that. But then what a fantastic game that was to play. It was quite draining, in fact, and Akash edging it on golden goal, which is pretty much the case with, it could go either way. What a fantastic set of games we have seen today, Selvin. It's been a pleasure to cast this with you as always, and I cannot wait for the next set of fixtures now, which we will be starting from tomorrow.
Well, absolutely. And I think I have missed you in the casting, the casting station as well, because It's been a while that we casted a game together in the Josha Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. But it's great to have you, and it's great to have Neil and Sid with us as well. I think today was a day where we had all 4 casters together, and we've had some amazing games as well. But unfortunately for us, Aditya Chadda has forfeited the game against Saransh Jain in the second leg, which means Saransh is in the lower bracket semifinals, and he's going to meet Akash. And I'm not going to talk a lot about that match. And of course, Saransh, who's played twice today and won both his games. Let me just tell you, take nothing away from Saransh. What he has shown today is just sending a message to the remaining 3 people, the remaining 3 participants, that, you know what, I may be in the lower bracket. I may have to do it the hard way. But until and unless I'm there in this tournament, you cannot count me out. And every day, okay, Lokmanu, we discussed this year that every day a tournament favorite changes. There was one day where we said Lokmanu is now the tournament favorite. The other day we said Aditya Chadda. Then we said Sagnik. Then we said Naveen. But right now, I'll be very honest. I have a feeling Saransh is the tournament favorite. And it just looks like whatever did not go right for him at the start is now going his way. And it's going to take some stopping to make sure that he does not win this one.
Absolutely, indeed. You see the quality Saransh has, Selvin. I said this before. When he did play against me in the winners bracket final, you saw, despite him playing the game a little less than he usually plays, he puts in the hours. And we all pro players have done so many in so many events, in so many tournaments, given the game all day, 16 hours a day, just analyzing, playing, sitting with each other and studying the opponent's gameplay. That's what all pro players do. And Saransh has now resumed that grind, and that's made him even more scarier going into this tournament. He's definitely the favorite. He was a favorite beforehand, but obviously now coming from the loser bracket, we've seen it so many top tournaments as well, Selvin, in the world, where you see the top players in the FIFA realm, that they come back from the loser bracket and win the tournament all the way because they have so much of momentum that they take the winners bracket player by surprise. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players face off in the next stages of this tournament. Saransh, of course, being the favorite, like you mentioned, but the other players are no less. Akash Ash is one of the players who are upcoming. We don't forget that he was up by 3 goals against Sagnik Banerjee, who is in the winners bracket final, upper bracket final. So I mean, it's fantastic, Selvin. It's been a pleasure to cast this with you. I cannot wait now that unfortunately I'm out of the tournament. So I will be joining you on the caster's desk for rest
and that's
of the
fortunately
games.
Though that's fortunately for us that you'll be
That's
joining.
fortunate because yes, 100% I've missed you for that, and I cannot wait to, because for me, as someone who wants to see the scene grow, not just as a player but to be able to cast these games, to be able to be involved, it's all about FIFA for the both of us, isn't it? You being a veteran gamer and now me being personally involved in the scene so much since a while. But that being said, thank you so much, guys, for watching this Josh Presents Esports Premier Series powered by Hell Energy Drink. Thank you so much to all the sponsors for making this show a fantastic one. And Selvin, you have been nothing but fantastic as always. I think you've been there right from the start. We have had 3 shift of casters, and it's phenomenal really that people got to listen to all the casters and to be able to interact with them, which is always nice to see. With that being said, I think I'll let you send off everyone, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Well, absolutely.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।